Thank you. We have the guest in the venue. Good morning to one and all gathered here, respected guest speakers, eminent personalities, and my dear audience. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. That's a great response. May the peace, love, and blessings of Allah be with you. Ameen. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. My name is Zakia Khatija, and I'll be walking you through the day's agenda as well as introducing you to the guest. Let us start our Krumanolu. I call upon Sunaina, Miss Sunaina, to read the Qiraat and invoke God's blessings.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Ar-Rahman, 'allama al-Qur'an, khalaqa al-insan, 'allamahu al-bayan. الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان صدق الله العلي العظيم. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, the most compassionate, taught the Quran, created humanity and taught them speech. The sun, the moon travel with precision. The stars, the trees bow down in submission. As for the sky, he raised it high and set the balance of justice, so that you do not defraud the scales. Weigh the justice and do not give short measures. He laid out the earth for all beings. In it are fruits, palm trees with date stalks, and grain with husk, and the aromatic plants. Then which of your Lord's favors will you deny? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, right? That should have been loud. Okay, next time. So, 5 seats would have been here. Argaithu, Nangavandekama, Bandara Arangum, Naurtula, Ningarang Bandara. Bandar. Okay, very good. But we really have 5 speakers here. So I ask Mrs. Farida Tawfiq to escort the guests on the dais. I ask the guests to please come and take your seats on the dais. Thank you. ಆರಿದು ದೆಚ್ಚಿರು ಎಂದ್ರು ಬಿಸ್ಯ ಆರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಡ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂದ್ರ ಹಾಕ್ರಿಯಪ್ಪ ಪೆರೋಕೆ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಅವತುಗೆ Inshallah, paid kanda, naalella chantala. Okay, I'm an MC for this program. Inshallah, I'll guide you regarding the entire program. And we have these eminent personalities on the dais. Inshallah, they'll be speaking for the next 2 hours, inspiring you all, motivating you all, and putting forward their experiences. Okay, so before we start with anything else, I want to talk about Barry Mela. Introduced in the year 2016. Barry Chamber of Commerce and Industry was started by Mangalorean and Narai businessmen. SM Rashid Haji is its founder chairman and it had 22 founder members. Barry Mela was also conducted in the year 2019. It now has 33 executive committee members. BCCI has introduced its chambers not only in Mangaluru but also in UAE, KSA, Chikmagaluru, Hassan. Due to COVID, BCCI could not open more chambers but flourishing in its own way, Alhamdulillah. Now, Barry language le palkarya nauru, but then in between we'll be talking in a mixture of languages. Nanga Barrylum, Hindilum, Kannada, English especially. Nanga palkarya, so we expect your cooperation. However, talking about Barry. Barry, a language spoken by the Muslim Mangaloreans. Barry is a community concentrated along the southwest coast of India. The Barry community is one among the earliest Muslim inhabitants of India with a clear history of more than 950 years. How many can tell me 950 in Barry? Arge chaloga 950 in Barry, please. Nobody? Endro Barry mela pinale. Tonnuti Polanji. Tonnuti Aimbo, right. I'm sure Mangalore or Mangaluru, better known as Maikala, resides in each and every heart here with pride. Now, coming to the welcoming of our guests. Welcoming our guests and the audience is not only my duty, but also my honor and pleasure. A warm welcome to our first guest speaker, Mrs. Asma Asif, Administrator at Taqwa Academy of Islamic Education. I ask Mrs. Sauda to hand over a bouquet to ma'am and welcome her. Thank you, ma'am. I extend a warm welcome to our second guest speaker for the day, Dr. Mariam Anjum Iftikhar, gynecologist and robotic surgeon. I ask Mrs. Farida Tawfiq to welcome ma'am with a bouquet. Third speaker for the day, Mrs. Jamila Ruhi, co-founder of Kunafa World. A hearty welcome to you too, ma'am. I ask Miss Marcina to hand over a bouquet of flowers and welcome ma'am. Mrs. Shahida, founder of Hamd Food, is our fourth speaker for the day. A hearty and a warm welcome to you too, dear ma'am. I ask Miss Mufiza to hand over a bouquet and welcome ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And the fifth speaker for the day, Mrs. Ruba Fatima, graduation in Talimu Sharia, Higher Diploma in Islamic Studies from IOU. A warm and loving welcome to you too, ma'am. I ask Ms. Zubaida Asma to hand over a bouquet and welcome ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Last and the least, last but not the least, I extend a warm welcome to one and all gathered here. May you have a wonderful session ahead, inshallah. So people, fasten your seatbelts as we are about to kickstart our today's session. So we are going to start. So we have with us Mrs. Asma Muhammad Asaf. Ma'am has completed her MBA HR, post-graduation diploma in counseling. She is a former head of the retention department, Standard Chartered Bank, Dubai. Presently, ma'am is serving as the administrator at Taqwa Academy of Islamic Education. I call upon ma'am to extend her words of inaugural and welcome. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Zakia, for your kind introduction. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I'm so privileged and so honored to be sharing this morning with incredibly amazing women present here. I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Anjum Iftikhar, Mrs. Jamila Ruhi, Mrs. Shahida, Mrs. Ruba Fatima, and all the beautiful ladies and young girls gathered here. Women Entrepreneurs Meet 2023. Although the word entrepreneur is a gender-neutral term, it has long been reserved for men only. Today, I'm grateful to BCCI, the founder chairman, Dr. S.M. Rashid, and executive committee members for giving us this platform. BCCI started in the year 2016 and spread its wings across KSA, UAE, Chikmagalur, and Hassan district. I'm glad that the Berry Mela is bringing berries from all walks of the life together, strengthening the bonds between them. If we peep into the Islamic history, there are innumerable examples and inspirational accounts of women who were scholars, warriors, nurses, businesswomen, teachers, and also students at the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Today, the Bari community of coastal Karnataka is surging ahead in diverse fields like international business, education, medicine, and technology. I appreciate the organizers of this event, and it's worth letting them know that they are doing a great job. As time changes, the rise of female entrepreneurs in India has shown that women in business are capable of matching the success of their male counterparts, especially in a country that is deeply patriarchal in several areas. It's not just difficult, but challenging for female entrepreneurs. Women here are still considered to be emotional, less ambitious, but here is the fact: women are no longer held-bound by this perception. In 2022, India ranked 135th in the world for gender gap in the overall workforce. However, this isn't going to continue for very long. Winds of change have begun to blow. With changing mindsets, women can continue to make great strides in the world of business in the days to come. While the success stories of these women entrepreneurs are often chronicled and hardships and struggles are rarely touched upon, today we have amongst us a well-known doctor and 3 self-made female entrepreneurs from Mangalore who have defied norms, taken risks, faced obstacles, and reached the pinnacle of success. These women are going further, doing more, breaking through barriers, and giving people courage. Please give them a big round of applause for these wonderful ladies. I can see and also know a few ladies in the audience who are women entrepreneurs and who have achieved success in their business, career, qualification, and everything. And I want all of you to give a big round of applause for them too. You are all truly inspiring. I must mention this about Dr. Anjum. She is the only lady robotic surgeon who has license to perform robotic surgery, which is the most advanced keyhole surgery globally. She is a real champion. Women are rising above the regular bar set by the society, and today 20% of all enterprises in India are owned by women. Women are working both at home and excelling at the workplace. Women are one of the greatest examples for maintaining work-life balance, which is very, very essential. Today, the session will be on 4 different topics: health awareness, how to take business globally, discovering new business opportunities, balancing work life and family. So, my dear ladies, sit back and stay till the end of this program, as there are plenty of takeaways from these sessions. Thank you, BCCI, for giving me an opportunity to inaugurate Women Entrepreneurs Meet 2023. I now declare it open for all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for such an inspiring words. It did touch upon the hardships and struggles of the women entrepreneur, which are rarely spoken about. Rightly said, indeed, the winds of change have already begun to blow. Women have come out of their nutshells and have started exploring themselves. In spite of the difficulties, women have boldly faced them like challenges. Women power, alhamdulillah. We go ahead with our session, but before that, I'll ask Mrs. Farida Tawfiq and her team to escort the speakers back to the front row. There are 4 more speakers and 4 different topics palka barrar. So, one doctor Dr. Anjum Iftikhar, para 3 entrepreneurs, and then I will be introducing them to you all as we go about. Is that okay? Not enough. Is that okay? I'm a person who expects a little louder voice. So, just bear with me, please. Okay. You might have come across quotes that said, health is wealth. Prevention is better than cure. An apple a day keeps a doctor away. Maintaining good health is important for all, which is emphasized through health awareness programs as well. Health, according to WHO, is a state of complete physical, mental, and serial well-being, and not merely the absence of disease and infirmity. We have our dearest Prophet ﷺ saying through a hadith, there are 2 blessings which many people lose: health, and free time for doing good. Health can be promoted by encouraging healthful activities or situations, and also by providing health awareness programs. So here we have our next speaker, Dr. Mariam Anjum Iftikhar, MBBS, MS OBG, FMAS, PGDCR, Fellowship and MEC Gynecological Oncology, Laparoscopic and Robotic Surgeon. Ma'am is identified as the first lady cancer surgeon in Mangaluru, Dakshina Kannada, and only lady robotic surgeon working as associate professor and head of gynecology in the Department of Oncology, Zuleika Yelapoya Institute of Oncology, and at Yelapoya University, Derlakatte. Indeed, an apple a day keeps a doctor away, ma'am, but we want you very, very close to us. We are very, very proud of you. I now call upon Dr. Mariam Anjum Iftikhar for a session on health awareness. A round of applause to her. Over to you, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To all of you here, thank you very much for the warm introduction by Asma ma'am and the AMC. It is very warming, but then what you see is just a tip of iceberg. I'm just going to talk about it. But before that, I would like to congratulate BCCI, that is Barry's Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the President Dr. SMR Rashid sir, the office bearers, the EC members, for having such a committee being organized, bringing it globally. First, I would like to congratulate and thank you for this event. As well, it was very surprising and overwhelming to see that I was the only lady yesterday felicitated. For having recognized, I would like to thank them for all it takes the worth. Next, regarding me, I was like one of you sitting in the audience, being inspired by a lot of women sitting back, going back, studying. A lot of hard work is being put, determination, values building in me by my parents, support from my parents. After I got married, my husband took the back support. My sisters took care of, my sister Sanjum, she took care of my children. After marriage, my in-laws gave me a support. Probably there's a lot of people. What you see of my achievement is just the tip of an iceberg. What beneath is a lot of people's hard work, support from me. If not for them, I would not have been here. So it is a lot of untold stories been there, and what we see as an achievement is just a tip of iceberg. And I think it is true for every woman out here, every woman out there who is working. It is not a lone success. We need that family back support by everyone. And to all the spouses, please support your women. Allow her to pursue her dreams. I will not take much of time because my fellow speakers, I was really touched by them, the way they are, how did they come up, and I'm sure they're going to share their experiences, and a lot of them must be in the audience as well. We are just the representatives, and I would like to thank BCCI for this Women Entrepreneurs Meet. Must be just an initiative, must be years to come. There is a lot of them who is going to come here and share their experiences, inspiring other women, other children to come up in life, to achieve their goals, inspire the others, and allow the ladies to shoulder each other. Need not be a doctor, scientist, engineer. It could be anything, what you have an aptitude and inclination for, choose that. Even if it is the smallest career or the premium, do not label it. In your way, small ways, give your best. It could be anything. That is one thing I would like to take it as a take-home message. Now, moving on to my topic, that is healthcare awareness. Can I have the slides, please? I would like to run the slides because I think that creates more of a visual memory and has a better impact. So as my profession goes, I did my medicine Actually, it's my mother and my grandfather, they kind of like, push me into it. And since it's a merit seat, you take up, probably you can do something for the society. And that's how I chose MBBS. Then I took a MS. I did my MS OBG. And when I was doing my second year, I will tell you why I chose the cancer surgeon as my field. When I was doing my second year post-graduation, there was this old lady who came to me, and then she had this cancer of the cervix, which I'll be telling now. It's the cancer of the mouth of the uterus. And then she said, Mola, don't show me to a male surgeon. Then I said, Umma, Mangalore, like, we have now only male surgeons. I can only show you that. At the moment, we have only male surgeons. Illa mola. All this life, I've never come here to the hospitals. I've always, even I delivered at home only. I don't want to show a male doctor. Then I said, no, ma, like, ninga kengene cancer undal. First of all, bannadu late. Then she said, that's a doctor kanikanda. Then I said, illo, ma. I'm a student, I'm a treat akono. I'm a senior doctors. Illa mola. I'm doctor. And she had tears in her eyes. I felt very bad. That moment, I felt very bad. I got back home. I was doing my second year PG. I got back home and I actually browsed through and I realized that, yeah, of course, there was, then when I was doing my post-graduation in 2008, I actually looked back and I was like, yeah, there was no lady cancer surgeon, and that's true, And then I went back, did a lot of homework and look at the different universities where I can pursue my studies, and then I went into it. I did a lot of where can I pursue my higher studies, and then I thought, yes, I am going to do oncology. I am going to take up cancer surgeries as my career. Then I got married, usual. Then I got a baby. Then I thought, okay, let me settle with this, Then again, see, it's not only relatives and in-laws and parents. And again, a friend of mine, she walked into me and she said, Anjum, you're such a merit student. You are just wasting. You're just sitting at home. I know that you can settle with this. But don't you think you should pursue? You always wanted oncology. Why don't you just put up some efforts? I know you have a child and it's very difficult. I'm telling you, it's very difficult. Let you be a homemaker. It's not that easy just because you're a housewife and sitting at home. That also is a big job. Sitting at home and their household chores and managing old parents and in-laws and taking care of husband and cooking, that is also a big job. So each one of us are doing really a good job. It's not that you just have to be a professionalist for that. Take pride in that. Take pride in everything what you do. I spoke to my husband. My husband was extremely supportive. He said, okay, fine. Okay, fine. You want to do that? You go. My baby was just at 8 months old. I shifted to Bangalore, and then my mom and my sister, they stood there. My in-laws gave me a good support, and they actually took care of my children. I've got 2 daughters. They actually took care of my children, and I could pursue till here. And it took really almost 10 years to pursue my career in career profession, cancer profession, where I am today. I took up my MCH, which is super specialty. Then I did my laparoscopy. I did my advanced laparoscopy, robotic surgeries. I went for international presentation. Do you think it is possible without a good back support? Definitely it's no. So everything goes to them. The achievement definitely goes back to all of these people out there. And definitely even our community people also, they're extremely supportive. Everybody who looked up to me, they were like, you are an inspiration for my daughter. And that gives me so much of happiness and pride. And my daughter gets inspired. She keeps talking about you, about you. And then she also wants to become like you. And that gives me kind of yeah, it's all worth it, When I treat my patients, they come back to me. There are times they even fall to my feet. And they'll be like, Namak ninga illa ada ari doctor. Ende husband chakattunna doc and chakattunna profession an. Ee korche porige ari namak keyhole surgery akunna. I am the source of income for the family and I have to go back to work. And if not for the keyhole surgery, do you think on the 5th day, 6th day, I would be on my feet working for my family? A widow comes to me and she comes back thanking to me. If not for this Niagara money, of course, I should thank my management in Upper Institute, because it's not for their management allowing me to do. So what if I have skills? If they had not given me the platform to do what I want to do and serve the needy, then definitely I would not be able to. So I'm thankful to so many people, So let's not waste time. I will move on to my session, that is health awareness. Next slide. So since being a cancer surgeon, I would like to a little bit more focus. We don't have much of time to talk about the entire health spectrum, but of course in between I will be highlighting, but I would like to focus more on the awareness regarding cancers. Do not get fret. This is not to scare you, this is just to create that awareness. See, we as cancer surgeons, we cannot go to each one of you to your houses and create awareness. So it's like I disseminate the information to you, you dissemination to 100 of them will dissemination to thousands. That's how we can reach people. Ask them to come early in the early stage, because once you come in the early stage, then the pickup is rate, the cure rate is very good, and the survival is like around 99%. The survival is good. The cost also comes down, because only with surgery alone you can cure the disease. But the most of the time what happens, people come in the late advanced stage. So the cost also build up, suffering also build up, the time duration takes also build up, and they also have a very less survival rate. I'm sorry, I might go in English because I'm used to it, giving talks and all that. But of course, I'll bring down myself to Byari and Kannada as well. I'll just drag myself. It's just that in between I just get carried away. So what happens is that there are some red flag signs, okay, which could be symptoms. Now, not all of these are the symptoms. I'm just trying to create awareness. Now, this could be some symptoms. These are the red warning signs. What happens is that, next slide. So, ಈಗ ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಈಗ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಮೋಷನ್ ಯೂರಿನ್ ಮೋಷನ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ಸೇ ಲೈಕ್ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ 2 weeks 3 weeks ಇಂದ ಮೋಷನ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಯೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. These are the one symptoms. And then next, you have to immediately report. And then could be change in the voice. Like, off late, since 1 or 2 months, voice is getting hoarse. Rough ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ voice. ಅಥವಾ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಬರೋದು, ಕೆಮ್ಮುವಾಗ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಬರೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಊಟ ತಿನ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಗಂಟಲಿ ಕಟ್ಟಿದಾಗ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಫುಡ್ಸ್, ನೀರೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕುಡಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅನ್ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ಡ್ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಲಾಸ್. ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ಬ್ಲೌಸ್ ಲೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಈಟಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಲೂಸಿಂಗ್ ವೆಯ್ಟ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಸಮಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಫುಡ್. ಆರ್ ಸಮಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಟೇಕ್ ಫುಡ್, ದ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್ ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಅಪ್. Like, bloating sensation in the stomach is there. Little bit also is okay, hotte tumbidanga agutte. These are the symptoms what they have. Apart from that, like, when it comes to breast as well, I'll be talking that in detail. Next slide. So these are the 8 warning signs. Now, why am I talking about the breast cancer awareness? I take this opportunity because most of us are ladies out here, since being a woman entrepreneur, it's thanks to BCCI. I would like to take this stage here. Next. So why am I talking about this breast cancer awareness? Breast andre stana. Why? Because, see, if you see this data, this is the recent data from Globocon data, that is 2020. You look at the pie chart there. Can you see that pink color? You won't believe, in male and females, the most common cancer is the breast cancer. Surprisingly. And if you take only females, that is a third pie chart. Kelagade nodidre, third pie chart. What you can see, pink color, almost 1/4 of it is breast cancer. Followed by the cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is nothing but the garbhakanta cancer, that is uterus mouth cancer, not the uterus alone, but a garbhakoshada baidu cancer. It's surprisingly like, this is the most common cancers. In spite of having screening programs, see, a lot of cancers we don't have screening programs. There are only a few things which have got screening. Screening andre cancer moduve gottagutte namge. That is called as screening. There are only a few things, that is breast, oral cavity, cervical cancers. But in spite of that, these 3 are the most, ironically speaking, these 3 are the most common cancers globally, in India as well as globally. Next slide. So what do we do for that? Now, what do we do is that there are 3 ways to pick it up. One is self-breast examination. Now, I'll tell you why. Now, you must be thinking, idella yarige beku, idella health, when it comes, we will see. No, it's not like that. I'll give you a simple example. 1 week back, a lady comes to me in the OPD, pregnant lady comes to me in the OPD. She has delivered, not a pregnant lady, she delivered recently, and she comes to me, and then she has a lump in her breast, swelling undu, breast. And then I asked her, idu munne illanya? Indane, it was there. Pregnancy, then I didn't take it very seriously. I didn't go to tell and all that. Ippa matra karchu koodittundu. That's why she's come for the test. And then we do a blood test, and all those tests is being done. And then she's diagnosed to be having cancer, and it has already spread to the bone. My point is, pregnantly Indamboku, she could have just worked up, followed it up, reported to her doctor, and she would have just actually, or she would have been informed. She kind of ignored it. And what I felt bad is then eventually she is not going to make it. what I want to tell is that had she told earlier, that's what I'm telling you, like survival rate is almost 19. You can live for about 20, 30 years because it's so common now. And if you treat it early, it can be cured completely. Any cancer, if you treat it early in stage 1 or a pre-cancer, you can treat it early, you completely cure it. But then I felt so bad, like I want to save her. Like, she's got a small baby, I want to save her, but then how can I save her? There's no point looking back. Then that's when I realized that we have to create awareness among the women. Like, come early when you have a symptom. Even if it is negative, it's okay, alhamdulillah. But then come early. So what do? There are 3 ways of doing it. One is self-breast examination, one is complete clinical breast examination, and one is mammogram. So in self-breast examination, irrespective of the age, and she's as young as 29, although it is written here after the age of 40, it's not 40. You have to come as early as 25, 30 years onwards itself, you can pick up now. Nowadays it's very early picked up. So all you have to do is just examine the breast as shown in the positions. Next slide. So the different ways of presenting is they can present with the lump in the breast, they can present with the nipple discharge, it could be blood or it could be watery discharge, it could be changes in the nipple tottu. Breast to the tottu changes could be there. There can be skin changes, ulceration. There are so many ladies actually coming to the clinic, I really get surprised. They come with such big ulcers in the breast, and they're already in the advanced stage. When I ask them, and then they will be like, illo mank nalla itla. But you have that opportunity now. There are so many gynecologists, so many doctors. You have that opportunity. There are so many lady doctors. There are so many lady. At least you walk up till them. Don't wait for it to go to an advanced stage. Ulcerating, fungating. They come with so bad state towards the advanced stage, So all those has to be attended immediately, even by the daughters or the daughter, anybody for that matter. Please do attend to it and immediately report to your doctor, whomever you're comfortable with. But please take them as early as possible. Because it's not only that they're going to die, it's that suffering which is there along with that, which we cannot tolerate being the family members. So these are the different ways. They can have a leaking from the nipple, redness, dumpling. So what do is that every month, irrespective whether they have a family history or not, once in a month, the first day of the month or the last day of the month, you stand in front of the mirror with the palm of your fingers, the 4 fingers, you palpate your breast. If there is any swelling that you can feel. So every month when you feel, if there is a new appearance of the swelling, or it feels like a lemon shape, limbu taraf palpate agate, and if any lump is there, then immediately you have to attend to it. Okay? This is called a self-breast examination. Now what is clinical breast examination? When the doctor examines for you, it is called as clinical breast examination. As it's more so when you have a suspect, then you can go. Adadmele mammogram anta ide. Adu usually after the age of 40, once in 5 years, it is done more so if you have a doubt or say if they have a family history. Next slide. If you have a family history, then you can go to this one, and after the age of 40, it is better to get a mammogram done. Adonde X-ray tara, nothing scary, it's just like an X-ray. Yeah, this is how it looks like. This is an X-ray. Can you see that small thing you can see, right? Whitish thing. That is how it is picked up in the X-ray. Next slide. So what happens? What is the treatment for it? If it comes in, as I told you, modalne stage bandre, stage 1, stage 2 ali bandre, surgery matra madidre saakagutte. They will just remove the lump and that's it. It's over, and the cure rate is like almost 90 to 95%, and they do really well for 20, 30 years. Same thing if you come in the advanced stage. Like I told you, that lady who came with a big ulcer, their survival rate drops down to almost 30 to 40, and then you have to undergo radiotherapy, chemotherapy, and then the cost factor, suffering, all that comes along with it. Next slide. Kore schemes and other social security schemes, a lot of NGOs, a lot of people are there who are backing, a lot of foundations are there who actually backs for all these things, and there are a lot of schemes like DPL, Vajpayee, RSS, J Central Grim, so a lot of this is there. A lot of schemes are available here, especially BPL card holders. They have got this Arogya Bhagya scheme, which is totally free of cost. So let them make use of these opportunities and get treated. Next slide. The next I'm talking, the last is about the cervical cancer. That is the next. So same thing as I told you, breast cancer happen, the next leading cause is the cervical cancer, that is in the women. Okay, next slide. So there are almost 1 lakh people who are being diagnosed every year only in India with cervical cancer, out of which 77 deaths are there because they come in the stage 3, stage 4. Next slide. So what is cervical cancer? What you can see near the uterus, okay? This is Garbhagosha. And then Juttupala, the two things are there, that is called as ovaries, Andashya. That is where we get the hormones from. And that is the uterus. That is where child is there. That's the mother womb. The child is there. And then down comes is the mouth of the uterus. What you see, that is called as the cervix. Since I don't have a slide, this whole thing, this is the cervix. Just the mouth of the uterus. The mouth of the uterus is the cervix. Next slide. I'm talking only about that cervical cancer. Forget about the ovarian cancer. Forget about the uterine cancer. The small part of the cervix, that is the cervical cancer. That is the second most common cause of cancer in India among the women. Next. So what are the symptoms? How do they present with? Usually they have got a low back pain, nadudambalu bleeding indana. Bleeding in the sense, usually at the age of 48, 50. So once, even after that menses stop, like a menopause. So once menopause bleeding it is called as post-menopausal bleeding. Apangante bleeding. Menopause stop at least 6 months bleeding then it is definitely alarming. You have to go to your gynecologist, whomever you're comfortable with, your family doctor, and get a DNC done or a pap smear done, because that is alarming. Usually everybody has got heavy bleeding, so you don't have to worry. Heavy bleeding is not a sign at all. Monthly correct undu, heavy bleeding for 3 days, 4 days, don't worry at all. But if the bleeding is like in between two menses, pinnum bleeding on heavy undu, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, then you will have to go to a doctor, get your scan done. White discharge, foul smelling, itching, usually it is not a problem at all. But 3 months, 4 months white discharge, which is foul smelling, even the other person next to you also, you could get the smell. So these things are little alarming. These could be a warning sign for a cervical cancer. Apart from that, back pain, painful contact, when you have a contact with the husband, still you have got bleeding immediately after that. Now these all could be the symptoms of the cervical cancer. So why are we talking so much about it? Any cancer for that matter, when it is picked up early, the chances of cure rate is high, including the cost comes down. Next, please. So, so you go to a doctor, she puts a speculum examination, and you see that other cervix, other uterus by cervix, garbhakanta, kannadalli garbhakanta anta helteve now. So, adralli you can see that white color patch irutte, bleeding irutte, ulcer tara irutte. This is how it looks like. So, your doctor immediately takes a pap smear test. Next slide. So you see that it is just 5 minutes procedure. The doctor just puts the speculum and she will take a smear and send it to the lab. Which is actually when you have camp, like we have camp going on now in the Zuleika Institute, camps. So it is free that time. When the camps are there, not only there, even in Mangalore Nursing Home also camp is going on now. So in such camps it is freely available. Otherwise, it will just cost somewhere between 400 to 800. So it is not at all expensive test. We buy dresses and we spend so much in the hotels and all in the weekends eating shawarmas and chaats. So I'm sure this is not a big thing. Pap smear has to be done. So it is just hardly takes 5 minutes. Painless procedure, no anesthesia, nothing. Immediately the result is within 3 days. So why pap smear is because one is that it also tells a no. So at least you will have a peace of mind. So as per the guidelines, once in 3 years or once in 5 years, if you do, is enough. But I am seeing so many cases that I get so scared that every year I go and do. Actually, once in 3 years and 5 years is enough for it. So the best gift that I do give to myself is, on my birthday, I do all my blood checkups as well as I get a pap smear done for my health care awareness camps. Alla doctor, doctor cheyina pap smear. Yes, I do. I do every year as a birthday gift to myself, I get a pap smear done. Because it's not about, forget about cancer, it also picks up, even before the cancer has come, it can pick up and we can treat it right there. We have got things like colposcoping machines, it's all available. Before people used to go to Bombay, Chennai, America, but now everything is available in our very own Mangalore. We have it here, all the facilities. So please make use of it and get your pap done. Next slide. Appa a age group la njangaku pap smear cheynadu from the age of 21 to cut off age is 65. Okay, 65 apina pap smear cheyna banda, but from the age of 21 every 5 years you have to get a pap smear done. Whereas mammogram cheyana no need. Even if you do a self breast examination also is enough, unless njangaku family used to undanga, especially mother side, mother, grandmother, mother, sisters, siblings, inganella you will have to get a mammo done. Next slide. It is done everywhere. Any of your family doctors, your whomever you're comfortable, your delivery doctors, anyone you can go to and get a pap smear done. Next slide. So, ending ways unda to prevent this thing? Anybody, any idea? Yes. How many have taken coronavirus? Ettala injection edutittundu coronavirus ku? For HPV vaccination, for cervical cancer? None. So just like coronavirus, cancer of the cervix is caused by HPV virus. So do you have a vaccination for it? Yes. Do you have a vaccination for coronavirus? Yes. Do you have a vaccination for HPV virus? Yes. That is HPV vaccination. Same like coronavirus, the doses are 2 and 3. If you are taking from the age group 9 years, 9 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ 15 ವರ್ಷ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗಾದರೆ 2 ಡೋಸ್ ಸಾಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 0 ಮತ್ತು 6 months ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 15 years ಆದರೆ 3 doses ತೆಗಿಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ವೈಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್, ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಾಗುವ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್. ಗಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದಾ? ಹೌದು. ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರೇಲಿಯನ್ ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ದೇ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗಿವ್ ಈವನ್ ಟು ದ ಮೇಲ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ವಾಟ್ಸ್, ಬೇರೆ ಥರ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ಸ್, ಏನಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ವೈಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್, ಇಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಅದರ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. HPV vaccination. Now I think in a couple of time, government of India is going to roll out screening program, just like namdu BCG vaccination, DPT ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ 6, 10, 14 weeks, 1.5 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ injections ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ, because government has put it in the national immunization. So now in a matter of few years, even HPV vaccination. So you all are now become aware and educated regarding the HPV vaccination. Then you don't have to call up doctor and call up your friends and relatives and find out ಅದಂದು HPV vaccination ಇಪ್ಪ ಅದ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದು ಮೀಸಲ್ಸ್ DPT ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ಕಣ, ಬ್ಯಾಂಡೆಡ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಜಾಪನೀಸ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ಕಣ. Same like that. Even HPV vaccination, do not panic. It is good to give. Government of India is coming up with it. It's a matter of time where they're going to make it mandatory in the schools from the age of 19 to 15. Cut-off age is 26. 26 happen, it's not that much of use. Ainakati, there is something called as test the mother, vaccinate the daughter. This is a slogan now. Test the mother, vaccinate the daughter. That is, you give injection to the doctor and test the mother with the pap smear. A lot of NGOs are coming up with programs like that. Next slide. So same thing here also. When it comes to treat early, it is the surgery, if it is stage 1. But beyond that, if you come stage 3, stage 4, it is radiation and they don't do really well. But when they come back in that early stage, let it be breast or cervical, they do really well, like almost 99% is the success rate. They live for about 20, 30 years. Next slide. So there is something like we have a mobile van also where the services are offered door to door. Like the patient doesn't have to come to us. We take this bus that is called, is donated by the Rotary Club of this one to Enopoya, Zuleka Institute, where we have this women wellness clinics where the bus goes. Like, you know, if you have a group of people, you have an organizations where we take the bus to the doorstep and get the pap smear done and the breast examinations done. Next slide. Thank you very much for the patient hearing. But then I would like to just tell one thing to all the women out here, that please take care of yourself, like, you know, take care of your health. I know that each one of us are very busy, no matter your housewife also. I had actually fractured my leg, like last year nan claw fracture. I was sitting at home and then I was like, oh, now I've got so much of time. Like, you know, all this while I was working and complaining that I don't have time. I'm always working, this, that, research work, PG's classes, I don't have time, conferences, delegations, I don't have time at all. But when I sat at home, I thought I have a lot of time. And doctor told me, 1.5 ತಿಂಗಳು you have to be at home, no moving out of the bed. And I was very happy. And then I realized being at home is more busy. At least you're going out and coming out, working, you come back, that evening time you'll fast do your work. But when you're at home also is equally busy. And when I realized how it is to be a housewife, it's not a joke. So I would like to tell you all that I know that each one of us are very busy taking care of the old parents and in-laws and cooking and children and a lot of other work, working and everything. But please do take care of yourself as well. Take some time for yourself. You know, must be like, you know, every birthday of yours, you can take it as an opportunity, as a reminder for yourself. Take it like a gift of yourself. Do all your health checkups, get a pap smear done, get your breast examination done by yourself. But every year, make sure that on your birthday, you do a health checkup. Because ultimately, we women, whoever it is, are the pillars for the home. If it's not us, then it's not going to work. Because we are the main pillars of the home. So, Thank you for the patient hearing. If you have any questions regarding health, I just took this opportunity to create some kind of awareness so that, it goes on, the message goes on spreading. Now you are aware, you will disseminate the disease to your relatives, to your friends. Any small symptoms has to be reported. So kind of like, take this use as an opportunity to disseminate the information. Because one cannot reach many, but each one of us telling each other, probably we could reach many. And there's a quote, for all the students. The last slide, please. And if you have any questions to ask regarding the health, you can please stand up and ask, and probably I'll be there to attend to it. Do you have a mic there, spare mic? It's like you can just ask her the question. Just answer the question and that should be fine. Last slide, yeah. Yeah. Now this is one message I would like to tell for every woman. See, you don't have to be a doctor, engineer, or a premium this one. As I told you earlier itself, each one of you, however you are, try to create a difference in life. Doesn't matter, even if you're a homemaker as well. But do create a difference. Not that you have to work. But if you have talents, please come out of it. Come out of it. Don't have inhibitions. It must be small. You might have failures. Do not worry. But you should have the challenge to pursue. You should have a dream. You should have a goal. Do something in life. Okay, say you're not doing anything. Do not worry. But small help that you could do, could be for somebody who is there with you. Encourage them. Encourage your daughter. Encourage your sister. Encourage your sister-in-law. Whoever it is. Women should be empowered. Each one of us should help each other. Try to encourage them. Try to support. Must be that small support of yours. Must be the small words what you encourage. Could be enough for them to flourish. So do support, do help each other. Small things will be, let be the needy, let be the sick, whatever it is, some meaning should be there for our existence. Try to create one good deed every day. Every day, try to create one good deed. Okay, so now this is one thing I would like to tell all the children, young ones there, regarding the passion, this is my favorite quote, by Steve Jobs. If you're working on something exciting that you really care about, and you don't have to be pushed, the vision pulls you. The universe creates such an environment for you that it just sucks you in. It helps you to achieve where you should be. So bring that passion in you, do something. For all the young ones there will be inhibitions, fight it out, and you will reach there. Allah will reach you there. Of course, along with that, even religion is definitely a part. So make sure that you go hand in hand, both. Dinya and Dun. Both has to go hand in hand. Okay, thank you very much for the patient hearing. Any questions, I will definitely attend to it. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Actually, I have my mother. She's approximately 52, she's old. And she gave the birth to 12 kids. And now she has a problem that continuously she's having the bleeding when she gets periods.
Age?
I think approximately 52.
52?
Yeah.
So probably you should just get a scan done.
Yeah, scan is also done. Doctor told she have the hernia. But in hernia also, when last time she scanned, it is not there. But her belly is this much fat. In her stomach, it's this much fat it is there. What it is, we don't know.
No, scanning you have to do, and there are medications for it to cease the bleeding.
Yeah, we have consulted doctor, but still doctor is not giving what is the reason.
Then you should bring her to me and I'll make sure that it is cured.
Inshallah, I'll tell with my father, because my father is one of your husband's friend, so I'll tell with.
So you bring her to me, I'll make sure that it is solved.
And one more case is, I have my sister, she's delivered recently, her kid is 9 months old, and in her breast, something is blocked. It's like she has scanned, they have told it is the breast milk. Again, after 4 months, we have scanned, it is they are something it's called as infection in the blood, this milk. the medicine doctor has given only the dolu. So I'm asking whether other medicine is there for that, since she have the pain till now.
Yeah, sure. I will prescribe it. It is there.
Jazakallah.
Thank you for this opportunity, BCCI, and definitely I would like to congratulate and make this go years to come forward and upwards and progressive. This will definitely inspire a lot of us here. It's inspiring me as well when I met my fellow speakers, when I was like, wow, they're so good, each one of us putting so much of efforts and the way they talk, and it's really nice, and I'm going to sit them and I'm going to listen to them. I request all of you also, because it is definitely inspiring. So what? And it feels so proud, our community, a lot of them are becoming pilots, and I see that, in day to day in the media, social media, different bakers, and they come out to it, then it feels so pride, everybody is coming out, and that's it, definitely because of our encouragement. I wish many more. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was indeed inspiring, wasn't it? Yes, chumma inspiration kittu, motivation kittu, aakuru chantu, just live your dreams. Ale, ettire busy chanta ale, chumma knowledge kittu. Cancer ro matu nanka examine aakunu anta self or step eduthu nanga enga naakunu chantantu. So we will nangalo, those who are not there here udar illa anta ank nanga inshallah message ro convey akunu. Is it so? Inshallah, all of you. Not enough. I told you I'm a little loud person. Inshallah. That's a great response. Thank you so much. Also, congratulations to you, ma'am. Ma'am was felicitated yesterday on the first day of Bari Mela. So, congratulations again. Big round of applause for that as well. As well as Nanda Saidram na Telugu, I will try to convey this message. Ma'am Chente, don't get scared. Aru paid kanda, but then be aware of it, right? So this is what I had to talk about, and moving on. Women entrepreneurs are those women who think of a business enterprise, initiate it, organize and combine the factors of production, operate the enterprise, undertake risk and handle economic uncertainties involved in running a business enterprise. In India, there is 20% increase in women entrepreneurs. Approximately 1/3 of the entrepreneurs in the world are women entrepreneurs. Women have challenged every stereotypical notion. Women have empowered themselves. Women have motivated and inspired the hearts of many. One such inspiration is sitting before us, dear listeners, and she is the third speaker of the day, Mrs. Jamila Ruhi, co-founder of Kunafa World. How many have eaten kunafa? Ethral kunafa tindrar? Yes, bari taste ale. Nallor dessert. Have you all heard of Kunafa World? Where have you all heard it? Shark Tank. Remember, season 1. There were 2 power couples who had come from Mangaluru, right? So here we have, she is the third speaker. Talking about her, she is a computer science engineer by vocation, a passionate home baker, a thriving businesswoman, and a source of inspiration to every young and talented Mangalorean. Ma'am and her husband, Mr. Zamzeer Ahmed, were featured in the first season of Shark Tank India, and they have together taken Kunafa to a next level to as many households in India as possible. Through their startup, the flourishing Kunafa World franchises across Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, and Maharashtra managed to get through the tough selection process of Shark Tank India Season 1 and make us proud. Ladies and ladies, please put your hands together for Mrs. Jamila Ruhi to talk on the topic, how to take business globally. Set the stage on fire, ma'am. Over to you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. And a very good morning to one and all present here. So, firstly, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the BC. Pleasure and delight to be standing here and sharing my stage and space with these amazing and inspiring women. So, as Ms. Amjum said, I would like to say that for any successful woman, right, there is a very progressive, at least for me, in that case, I have been blessed to have a very progressive mindset in terms of in-laws and in terms of my family. So I did not have an obstacle there. A lot of time was saved. I didn't have to convince anybody, rather they were pushing me forward. So definitely times are changing. Make use of this times. And to all the people, if you have a passion, you have to follow it. Now, how do we take a small business globally, or how do we take a business globally, right? If you have a business that is running successfully, and now what next? You want to take that leap of faith. How do we take it to the next level? How do we introduce our business in the global market? What are the steps and aspects that you have to keep in mind before you take this leap? So, for any business that you choose or any field that you choose, the key is to construct a solid foundation. Ninga the business aakrengu first ninga foundation to ninga strong aakono. It might take time. You'll need to put a lot of effort. You have to get a systematic approach, right? And for that, you need to have a strong foundation, construct a strong foundation, and then gradually build up. Slowly but gradually build up. What happens is, even let us take an example of a building. When the foundation is strong, the building is likely to stay and remain in the long run. In terms of business, that is our ultimate motive. We don't want to start today and collapse tomorrow, right? So in order for a sustainable business, you need to start, even if it takes time, you have to build the foundation strong. Then you have to do a market research. By market research, what I mean is check if your business or product is a market fit in the global audience. Market fit chenningendro. Ninga ipo nadavaatiyanthulla business, ningala or business idea undu alla ninga nadavaatiyanthullaru in your existing place, and you want to put it, you have a particular place in mind where you want to take it global, right? Is there a demand? Is there a need for this business or product in that particular place? Do a research on that. And trust me, there are n number of resources, reliable resources that are available these days, right? At your fingertips. 95% of the people right now are having smartphones. Agreed? Yeah? So what do? Utilize this. Utilize this in the right way. Make utilize of the reliable resources that are available on the internet. Internet is so cheaply available right now. So make use of those resources and see what are the market trends that are currently running across the globe. And then see if your business you're planning to put in a particular place, does it have competitors there? It's okay to have competitors, right? It creates awareness then. But how are you standing different from your competitors? What is your unique selling point, your USP that sells your product in the global market? How are you differentiating from them? Make a research on that. And one thing I would like to say, I don't know if most of the audience would agree, some may beg to differ, but this is from my perspective. Put it one place at a time. When you're establishing a business, do it one place at a time, so that there are many challenges that you'll have to face when you can do a lot of research and planning while establishing a business. But what happens is when you're running it in real time, when you're operating your business in real time, there are a set of unplanned challenges that you'll get to face. Imagine you're 5 10 place just to create that brand value. You don't have budget constraint. If there's an operation failure that occurs, the losses are going to be at a larger scale, right? And you don't want that to happen because it's not just about money. There's a lot of time and effort that goes into this. So according to me, what I would suggest is you put one place at a time. Gradually build it, right? So you're better prepared when you're going to put it in the next place or next country that you want to set up your business. For example, we started Kunafa World in the year 2018 with the name Bake Angel. We started off in Mangalore, and I used to make the kunafas myself, and we used to deliver it on a pre-order basis. Nanga first order edutittu pinna weekends ku deliver aagiyuntino. And then later we started taking daily orders. We figured out a way. Swiggy, Zomato, endu mintla 4-5 years back in Mangalore. So we had to figure out a way how to deliver these kunafas. Sometimes me and my husband and I used to go and deliver it ourselves also. There were days like that. So now it has become easy. There are many portals and food delivery platforms which are used for delivery, right? And then what happened is within a year of 8 to 10 months of business, we put up our first flagship store in Frasertown, Bangalore. That is, we renamed it as Kunafa World. And for 6 months, we did not put any outlet because we wanted to see, that was our full-fledged outlet and we were operating it for the first time. So we wanted to know the challenges that would come. What are the challenges that we would face? And then in a span of like 3 or 4 months, we put up 4 outlets in Bangalore only. So now why I'm telling you this is because even our 5th outlet we put it in Kerala, which is a neighboring state to Karnataka. When we were expanding city by city and state by state, there was so much diversity in food, culture and lifestyle preferences. When you're trying to take it into the global market outside India, the diversities are going to multiply. And you have to be sensitive to each place, their traditions, their values, their culture. Any business ninga ipo idumbottugu ninga edu pakkathile idro aa pakkatha tradition culture idella talil beeku no business idrachante kannu muchitidradalla business. You have to have a thorough planning and thorough survey before you put. Then when we put in Kerala, our concern was the procurement of raw materials because it was a food and beverage industry. We had to see the shelf life of the product. How are we going to do the logistics because we had to send it. How we would set up a central kitchen in Bangalore. So all these things we had to keep in mind before expanding it to different places. And 4 years, 5 years into the business, now we are spread across 4 states. And 15 outlets running successfully, alhamdulillah. Now, when you talk about business, there are bills, there are payments, there are transactions, there are currency exchange. For example, if ninga India the parthe there are going to be currency exchange. See what are the government rules and regulations on taxes because people don't think about all this. You have to keep everything, you have to meticulously plan so that you don't regret later, right? So that is also involved. And then keeping all these technical aspects in mind, what I would like to say is be confident. To all the ladies and women sitting here and young, I can see a lot of young faces, some aspiring dreams popping up bubbles, right? Be confident about your business, your passion, or the line that you choose. Because if you're not confident enough, how are you going to convince the rest of the world, right? Ningala product mele confidence illing, ninga bare mansa margadru convince akoga kashta avaru. So you have to be confident that your product is a winner. And also I would like to say, be a planner. Plan your week, day in advance, right? What happened? Yeah? Then when business is said, business comes directly proportional to risk. You have to take calculative risk, right? Lastly, I would like to conclude by saying hustle. All the ladies, all the girls here, hustle but with patience. When you're having a passion, be ambitious, dream big, right? Hustle towards it, create opportunities, seize the existing opportunities. Here, all are happy to see your faces on the screen, right? Yeah, so choose your line accordingly, where you'd like to come in front of the camera. So, hustle with patience. What does that mean? Ningalo hard work. Because see, any brand that has established itself, it's only known once it's established, but there's a lot of years of hard work that goes beyond it. Ningala side or mehnat koru, ningala side or hustle koru. Don't expect results overnight. Be patient about your rewards. Be patient about your establishment. And inshallah, with all these technical aspects and these qualities that you'll inculcate, I'm sure y'all will be able to establish a sustainable business in the future, which I'm looking forward to. Thank you so much for listening to me. I hope I was able to enlighten the audience.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was indeed a beautiful session, wasn't it? Thank you for responding in the right way. Actually, yes. Chomma kunafa tinda polame aitale. Aitale. Yes, actually. How is kunafa spicy ale? Till turmeric ittatu. Till chili powder. Till coriander. Illa, it's all sweet. Please don't talk all this nonsense, right? Yeah, it's a beautiful. And even when I was talking, let me just put this up. When I was talking, nan 5 speakers at Palka just 4 days back, very sweet. Kunafa tindapolam aitu, especially when I was talking to Mrs. Jamila Ruhi, kunafa went inside my body that way. Very good, very nice meeting you, ma'am, and very nice session. Thank you so much. Okay. How many have heard about... Yeah, hello. Hi. Okay. So I think it's streaming live also. So we'll have been all celebrities, right? So when you walk, tell attitude lo walk akar, okay? It's been popular just in 5 minutes back. Tell attitude autograph ella tel kodukoru. Okay. Moving forward. Handmade products or homemade products, as the name says. Cameraman, please help me out. Talk. As the name says, handmade products or homemade products are those products which are made using one's hand. It requires determination, talent, hard work, time, and love. One makes such products with much compassion and patience. One such handmade product made is Hamd product. Hamd comes from the Arabic word Alhamdulillah, which means praise to Allah. Hamd product is a food company based in Mangaluru, India. The company manufactures a variety of fresh food ingredients ranging from various spice powders to stone ground paste. We have the 4th speaker of the day, Mrs. Shahida A., founder of Hamd Foods and Mangaluru-based freelance journalist. She holds a master's degree in mass communication and journalism. She has been actively involved in working towards women's empowerment and presented a paper titled Muslim Women in Public Space at an international conference organized at the Calicut by the Institute of Objective Studies. Moreover, she is a family counselor and has been running this home product business for the past 5 years and continuing. Hamd was begun in the year 2018 with just about 20 products. But through hard work and dedication, the company is growing presently with more than 75 products. Applause, please. Presenting to you the 4th speaker of the day, Mrs. Shahida, on the topic Discovering New Business Opportunities. Stage is all yours, ma'am.
औज़ुबिल्लाहिमिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी वयस्सिर ली अम्री वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली. സ്റ്റേജിലുള്ള ഇന്ന് ഗസ്റ്റായിട്ട് വന്നിരുന്നു ഡോക്ടർ അഞ്ജും, പിന്നെ ഡോക്ടർ മിസ്സിസ് റൂഹി, മിസ്സിസ് അസ്മ, പിന്നെ മിസ്സിസ് റൂബ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಂಡ ಅಸ್ಸಲಾಮ್ ಅಲೈಕುಮ್ ವರಹಮತುಲ್ಲಾಹಿ ವಬರಕಾತು. അതേപോലെ ನಂಡ ಮುನೋಲುಲ್ಲೋ ನಂಡ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಿರ್ಸತ್ತೋ ಬಿಲಿಯೋ ಚೆರಿಯೋ ಸಹೋದರಿ ಮಾರ್ಗ ನಂಡ ಅಸ್ಸಲಾಮ್ ಅಲೈಕುಮ್ ವರಹಮತುಲ್ಲಾಹಿ ವಬರಕಾತು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ನಾನು ಹಮ್ದು ಫೂಡ್ಸ್ರೋ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಬೆಂಬಲಿಸೋ ಬೇರೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಚೇಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ പിന്നെ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಚಿಲ್ರೆ. ನಕ್ಕ ತನ್ನೋ ವಿಷಯ ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಇಂಡು ഡിസ്കവറിങ് പുതിയ ഉദ്യമത്തോ ഞങ്ങൾ എങ്ങനെ അന്വേഷണ ആക്കാ ചെല്ലുന്നതായിത്തിക്കറ്. അപ്പം എങ്ങനെ തേടി പിടിക്കുക, എങ്ങനെ ഒന്ന് പുതിയ പുതിയ ബിസിനസ്സിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ ആക്കാ ചെല്ലുന്നതായിത്തിക്കറ് നണ്ട വിഷയമായിത്തിക്കറ്. അപ്പം ഞാൻ അത്ര മട്ടത്തേക്ക് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒന്ന് പേപ്പർ പ്രസൻറ്റേഷൻ ആക്കവോ ಬೆಳೆದಿല്ലെಂಗೂ ನಂದು ಈ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಸಿನ ಟೈಮ್ಲು ನಕ್ಕ ಕಿಟ್ಟಿಯೋ ಕೊರಿಯ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ പിന്നെ ಕೊರಿಯ ನಾಲೆಜ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಾನು ನಿಂಗೆ ಕೊರಿಯ ವಿಷಯ ಚೆಲ್ಲೋಗೋ ಇಷ್ಟಪಟ್ರೆ. ಅಪ್ಪ ನಂಗೆ ಪೆಣ್ಣಿಂಗ ಚೆನ್ನಂಗೆ ಕೊರಿಯ ನಂಗೆ ಈ ಕುಟುಂಬತ್ತೋ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿರೋ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿರ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅದರ ನಿರ್ವಹಣೆ ಹಾಕಿರೋದು ನಂಗೆ ನಂಗಳ ಎಂದ್ರೋ ಕಡ್ಡಾಯ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು, ನಂಗೆ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು, ನಂಗೆ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅದರ ಇದಾಗ ಅದು ಆಯಂಗೂ ನಂಗೆ ಈ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕಲ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ನಂಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ನಂಗೆ ಕಡ್ಡಾಯ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು. ಅದು ನಂಗೆ ನಿಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ವಿಷಯ ಅರ್ഞ്ഞದೈತಿಕ್ಕರು. ಆಯಂಗೂ ನಂಗೆ ಕೊರಿಯ ಕಾರಣತ್ಗಾಯ್ತು ನಂಗೆ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಗಾಯ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿರ ಜಾಬ್ ಹಾಕೋಗೈತಿಕ್ಕರು, ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂಗೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಹಾಕೋಗೈತಿಕ್ಕರು. ಇಲ್ಲದು ನಂಗೆ ಕಂಡುಂಟುಂಡು ಕೊರಿಯ ಪೆಣ್ಣಿಂಗ ಇಪ್ಪ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ಲು ನಾನು ಈ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ഞ്ഞ പിന്നെ ನನ್ನ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದದು ಕೊರಿಯ ಪೆಣ್ಣಿಂಗ തൻ്റെ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಹಾಕಿಯುಂಟು, ತನ್ನ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಹಾಕಿಯುಂಟು. ಕೊರಿಯ ಪೆಣ್ಣಿಂಗ ಅಂಗಲಂಗಲ ಔತುಲು ಕೊರಿಯ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿಯುಂಟುಳ್ಳದು ನಂಗೆ ಕಂಡುಂಟುಳ್ಳದು. ಈ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಯೋನು ಚೆಂದ ಕಾರಣ ಇನ್ನೆಂಗೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಕೊರಿಯ ಕಾರಣ ಇಕ್ಕು, ಕೊರಿಯ ರೀಸನ್ಸ್ ಇಕ್ಕು. ಏ ಕಾರಣತ್ಗಾಯ್ತು ನಾನು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಹಾಕೋನೋ ಚೆಲ್ಲೋದೈತಿಕ್ಕರು. ಅಪ್ಪ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯತೆ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕು. ಇಲ್ಲೆಂಗೆ ನಕ್ಕು ಎಂದಾಯಂಗೆ ಬೇನು, ನಕ್ಕು ಎಂದಾಯಂಗೆ ಹಾಕೋನು, ನಂಡ ಕೈಲಿ ಎಂದಾಯಂಗೆ ಇಕ್ಕೋನು ಚೆಲ್ಲರ ಒಂದು ರೀಸನ್ಗೆ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಹೆಂಗೈತಿಕ್ಕರು ನಂದೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಉಂಡು, ನಾನು ಬೆರ್ದಿಗೆ ಎಂದಿಗೆ ದೈಕೋನು, ನಂದೇನು ಟೈಮ್ ಪಾಸ್ಗೈತಿ ಆಯಂಗುಲಮ್ಮು ಹಂಗ ಹಾಕಿ ತಿಕ್ಕುವಾರು. ಇಲ್ಲಂಗೆ ತನ್ನೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಉಳ್ಳೋ ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರೋ ನಾನು ನಂಡ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಗಾಯ್ತು, ಇಲ್ಲಂಗೆ ನಂಡ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಗಾಯ್ತು, ನಾನು ಎಂದಾಯಂಗೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಕೊಡ್ಕೊನೋ ಚೆಲ್ಲರ ಒಂದು ರೀಸನ್ಗೆ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಹಂಗ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಗೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಅವರು ನಂಗೆ ಕಂಡುಂಟುಗಳಾಯ್ತು. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮುನ್ನೋಲ್ ಪೋಂಡದು ನಂಗೆ ಕಾಣದೈತಿಕ್ಕರು. ಅಪ್ಪ ಈ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಹಾಕೋನು ಚೆಂತ ನಂಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾವಂಬತ್ತು ಈ ಒಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್ಗೆ ಖಂಡಿತമായി ತುಮ್ಮು ಕೊರತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಒಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್ ಬೇನ್ಮಯತ್ತರ ಉಂಡು, ಅದು ಬೇನ್ಮಯತ್ತರ ಕಂಡುപിടിക്കുക ನಂಗೆ ಒರ್ತೊರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮುಂದುಂಬತ್ತು ಆವಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂಗೆ ನಂಗಳ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳ್ಳು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂಜುಮ್ ಚೆಂತ್ ಅಂಗಲ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ನಡೆದ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಐಮ ಈ ಮಟ್ಟತ್ತಿಗೆ ಈ ಸ್ಟೇಜಿಗೆ ಎಂಗನೆ ಬರೋಗೋ ಅದು ರೀಸನ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಚೆಲ್ಲರದೈತಿಕ್ಕರೆ. ಅಪ್ಪ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಆಲುಮ್ಮು ತಂಡ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಗೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಂಬತ್ತು ಅಂಗಲ ಅಂಕ ಒಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕಿಟ್ರು ஒரு ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಒಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಹಾಕೋಗೋ ಅಂಕ ಅದು ಅವಕಾಶ ಹಾಕಿದ ತಂಡದೈತಿಕ್ಕರೆ. ಅಪ್ಪ ಇದು ಈ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಗೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗುம்போತ್ತು ನಾನು ಯಾರೇ ಪಲ್ಕ ಬರೋನಾಯ ನಾನು ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸಿರ ವಿಷಯത്തിൽ ಪಲ್ಕ ಬರಿಲ್ಲ ഒരു ബിസിനസ്സുക്ക് ഞങ്ങൾ എൻ്റർ ആയ പിന്നെ ഒരു ബിസിനസ് ഞാൻ ഇങ്ങനെ ആക്കുന്നു ചെല്ലുന്നത് ഞാൻ തുടങ്ങിയ പിന്നെ ആ ബിസിനസ്സിര ഞാൻ എങ്ങനെ മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോകണു ചെന്ന കൊറിയാൽ ബിസിനസ് ആക്കുறாரு ഭയങ്കര ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿൽ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇನ್ಮಯ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಕಿತ್ತು ಕೊರಿಯ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ರಾರ ಹಂಗೆ ಇದು ಯಾರ ಟೈಮ್ ಮುನ್ನೋಲ್ ಪೋಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊರ್ഞ്ഞോണ്ട് ಬಂದು ನಿಕ್ಕರು ಇಲ್ಲೆಂಗೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಟಯರ್ಡ್ ಅವರು ಇನ್ನು ಮೆಯ್ಯಾವು ನಕ್ಕ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಚಿಲ್ಲರ ಒಂದು ಬಿಯಾರ ಹಂಗಲ್ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂತುಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಕ್ಕ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಹಂಗ ನಿಕ್ಕಪಟ್ಟಾರ ಆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇದು ಹಂಗನೆಲ್ಲ ഒരു ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി ಬಂದ പിന്നെ ನಂಗೆ ഒരു ಅವಕಾಶ കിട്ടರು ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಗೆ ಆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ನಾನು ಹಾಕೋಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾಯೆ ಅದ್ರ പിന്നെ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇನ್ಮಯ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಯ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇನ್ಮಯ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಹಾಕ್ಯ ಅದ್ರ പിന്നെ ಅದ್ರ ಉಳಿಕ್ಯೂ ನಾಯದೈತಿಕ್ಕರು ನಂಗೆ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಅದ್ರ ಇನ್ನು ಮುನ್ನೋಲು ನಾನು ಕೊಂಬೋಣು ಚೆಲ್ರದ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇನ್ಮಯ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಆ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ പിന്നെ റിസ്ക് എടുക്കനായോ ಎಂದ್ರೋ ಮನೋಭಾವ ಅದು ಮನೋಭಾವ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು പിന്നെ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವಿಟಿ ನಂಗೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವೇ ಆಯ್ತು പോയെങ്കിൽ ബിസിനസ് മുന്നോട്ട് പോണ്ടില്ല പോസിറ്റിവിറ്റി വേണം ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് അതേപോലെ മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ് സ്കില്ല് അത് ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಏರಿಯಾತ್ಲಾಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕೋ അതേപോലെ ಫಿನಾನ್ಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕೋ അതേപോലെ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಈ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ അതേപോലെ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ അതേപോലെ ಸಬರು ಅದು 20 ಕಿಟ್ಟೋನು ಚೆಲ್ರದೊಂದು ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಕಿಟ್ಟೋನು ಚೆಲ್ರ ಒಂದು ಬಿಯಾರ ಬಂದಂಗೆ ಅದು ತಪ್ಪಾಯ್ತಿಪ್ಪೋ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅದು എങ്ങനെ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ എങ്ങനെ എത്രത്തോളം ನಾನು ಟೈಮ್ ಕಾಕ ಇದ್ರ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ನಕ್ಕೆ ಎಪ್ಪ ಕಿಟ್ಟೋನು ಅತ್ರത്തോളത്തെ ಒಂದು ಸಬರ್ ಸಹನೆ ಚೆಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲೇ ಅದು പിന്നെ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಸ್ರು ಫೇಸ್ ಹಾಕರು ಕೊರಿಯ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಸ್ ಬಂಡು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ നടക്കുമ്പോൾ ಕೊರಿಯ ಅಡೆತಡೆ ಬಂಡು ಕೊರಿಯ ನಿങ്ങളൊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ നടக்கிற ಕೊರಿಯ ಕೊರತೆ ഉണ്ടായി പോവും ലാക്ക് എന്ത് ഉണ്ടാവോ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಂಗೆ എങ്ങനെ ಫಿಲ್ ಹಾಕೋಣ ಅದ್ರ ಫೇಸ್ ಹಾಕರು ಫೇಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ರದ್ದು ಇದಾಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು അതേപോലെ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ವಿಷಯ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ನಂಗಳ ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ ಚೆನ್ನಂಗೆ ಬಾಡಿ ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಚೆಂದುಂಟುಲ್ಲೋ ನಂಗಲ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ನಂಗಲ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲಮ್ಮು ನಂಗಲ ஒரு பிஸ்னஸ் ஆக்குறது மேலு பாசிட்டிவும் நெகட்டிவும் இம்பேக்ட் ஆக்குறது ಚೆಲ್றது ಇದು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಇದ್ರ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಂಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಹಾಕೊಂಡೈತಿಕ್ಕರು ಇನ್ನು ಏದೂರು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ನಡ್ಪಾಟ್ರೆಂಗುಮ್ಮು ನಂಗೆ ಫಿನಾನ್ಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಫಿನಾನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅವರ ಖಂಡಿತಮಾಯ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಗೆ ಫಿನಾನ್ಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಆಯಂಗುಂ ಎಲ್ಲದಗುಮ್ಮು ಫಿನಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಎಂದ್ರು ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲದಗುಮ್ಮು ಫಿನಾನ್ಸ್ ಚೆಲ್றது ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಚೆಂತ ಚೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಯರ್ಕೆನು അതേപോലെ ഇത് ഞങ്ങളോ ലൈഫിರೋ ಏಮುಂ ಆವತೀರಾ ನಾನು ಇನ್ನುം ಯಾರ ಕಮಾಯಿ ಹಾಕೋನು ಇನ್ನುം ಕಮಾಯಿ ನನ್ನೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇತರ ಕಾಸು ಹಾಕೋನು ಇತರ ಆವನು ನಾನು ಈ ಮಟ್ಟತ್ತು ಗೆತ್ತೋನು ಚೆಲ್ರದು ಇದು ಒಂದು ನಂಗಲ ಏಮ್ ಆವ ತೀರಾ ಚೆಲ್ರದು ಒಂದು ನಂಗೆ ಬಿಯರಿಕೆನು ನಂಡಗೊಂಡತು ಸೊಸೈಟಿಗೆ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಗೆ ಎಂದಾಂಗ ಆವನು ಚೆಲ್ರದೊಂದು ನಿಯತ್ತುಂಡಲ್ಲೇ ಅದು ಮೇಯ್ನ್ ಐತಿಕ್ಕರು ಅಂಡಗೊಂಡತು ಎಂದಾಯಂಗ ಅವನು ಚೆಲ್ರದು ಒಂದು ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ ಚೆಲ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇದು ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಇದು ನಂಗಳೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೆಂಗೆ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಎದುರ್ಲು ನಂಗಳೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್ ತೊರ್ನುದು ಬಂಡು ನಂಗೆ ಆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಉಲ್ಗ ಎಂಟ್ರ್ ಆಗೋಗು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅವರು ಚೆಂದಿಕ್ಕರು ಅಪ್ಪ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಗೆ ಕೊರಿಯಾ ಎಂದ್ರೆ ಚೆಲ್ಲರು ರುಕಾವಟ್ ಕೊರಿಯ ಅಡೆತಡೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂಡದೈತಿಕ್ಕರು ಕೊರಿಯ ನಂಗೆ ಇದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ನಂಗೆ ಫೇಸ್ ಹಾಕೋನದೈತಿಕ್ ಬಂತಿಕ್ಕರು ಹೆಂಗ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಎಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ರೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಹಾಕಿಯುಂಟು ನಂಗೆ ಮುನ್ನೋಲು ಪೋಣದು ನಂಗಲ ஒரு பிஸ்னஸ் ஒரு சிஸ்டம் ஒரு பாட் ஐத்திக்கிரு செல்றது ஐத்திக்கிரு நாங்கள் முன்னோல் போகணும் ಆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ನಂಗೆ ಮುನ್ನೋಲು ಕೊಂಪೋನು ಚೆಂತ ಐತಿನ್ನೆಂಗೆ ಅದು ನಂಗೆ ಅದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಆಯ್ತು ನಾನು ಚೆಲ್ರೆ ಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲೆಂಗೆ ಈ ರುಕಾವಟ್ಟು ಚೆಲ್றது ಉಂಡಲ್ಲೇ ಅಡೆತಡೆ ಚೆಲ್றது ಅದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಎಂದುಮಲ್ಲ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಹಾಕೋಗು ಅದರ ಎಂದ್ರು ಅದರ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ರ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಉಂಟು ಮುನ್ನೋಲ್ ಪೋಂಡದು ನಂಗೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಎಂದು ಆವಲ್ಲ ಎಂದ್ರೆ ಚೆಂದಿಂಗ್ ಎಂಗನೆ ಚೆಂದಿಂಗ್ ನಂಗೆ ஒரு ಔತ್ರ ಉಲ್ಗ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ನಂಗೆ ಉಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ನಂಗೆ ಔತ್ರ ಉಲ್ಗ ನಂಗಲ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಕ್ಕುಂಬೊತ್ತು ನಂಗೆ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿರ ಉಲ್ಗ ಕೊರಿಯ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಬಂಡು ಅದು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕು, ಕೊರಿಯ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕು, ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಉಂಡವ್ರ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕು, ಕೊರಿಯ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕು, ಕೊರಿಯ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ നടക്കറ് ഞങ്ങളെ ഫാമിലിയിൽ, സാഡ് ഭയങ്കര ബേജാറുള്ള വിഷയ ഞങ്ങളെ ഫാമിലിയിൽ നടക്കറ്. ഇതെല്ലാം ഒരു ഫാമിലി ചെല്ലുമ്പോൾ ഫൈനാൻസ് ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಕ್ಕು, ஒரு ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮುನ್ನೋಲ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಹೋಗು ಉಂಡವ್ರ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕು, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ರು. ஒரு ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಚೆಲ್ಲುம்போತ್ತು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಂಗೆ நடக்கிறது ஒரு காமன் ஆயிட்டிருக்குற. ஒரு பெண்ணிங்க செல்றது ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಳು ಅದರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ನಲ್ಲ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂದ್ರು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಹಾಕಿರೋದು ನಂಗೆ ಕಾಂಡು. ಈ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಎತ್ತರ ಚೆನ್ನಂಗೆ ഞങ്ങളെ ഫാമിലിയിൽ ഉള്ളോ ಇನ್ನೊರು ಪರ್ಸನ್ಗೆ ಇಂಗಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸಿಲ್ ನಂಗೆ ಕಿಟ್ಟಿತ್ತು ಬೂಂದಿನ ಚೆಲ್ರದು ಒಂದು ಬಿಆರ್ಎಸ್ ಬರಾತ ಪಲ್ಲೆ ನಂಗೆ ಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಹಾಕ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲೇ. ഇത് നിങ്ങൾ ಯಾರೈತೆ പെൺമക്ക ഇന്ന സബുലു ഇത് നിങ്ങളെ ഗമനത്തുക്ക് ബന്ധിക്കാലെ മാത്ര നിങ്ങളെ ഉമ്മമാര് നിങ്ങളെ അജ്ജിമാര് നിങ്ങൾ ചെമ്മെ ഞങ്ങളെ ആവത്തുള്ള ಹಿರಿಯ പെണ്ണിങ്ങ ആറുള്ളാര അങ്ങ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಫೇಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ರದಾಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು. ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಂಗಳ ಗಮನத்துக்கு ಬಂತಿಂಕಲೆ ಇಂಗಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ನನ್ನ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಉಂಡಾಯಿರು. ಅಪ್ಪ ಅದ್ರ ಹೆಂಗನೆ ഞങ്ങള ഉമ്മ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇത് സോൾവ് ആക്കിരാറ് ചെല്றது. അപ്പ ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഒന്ന് അങ്ങനത്തെ പെണ്ണിക്ക് ಖಂಡಿತമായിട്ടും ഒരു ബിസിനസ്സിൽ നടപ്പാട്ടರು ഒരു ബിസിനസ് ആവുമ്പൊತ್ತು ಉಂಡವರು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಎಂದ್ರ ಉಂಡ ಅಡೆತಡೆ ಉಂಡ ಎಂದ್ರ ಬಂಡ ಅದ್ರ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಹಾಕೋಗು ಕಷ್ಟ ಅವಲ್ಲೇ ചെല്றದಾಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ನನ್ನ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ. പിന്നെ നിങ്ങൾ ഡിസ്നി വേൾഡറെ കേട്ട് തിക്കുവാറ് അല്ലേ? ഡിസ്നി വേൾഡറെ കേട്ട് തിക്കുവാറ്. അപ്പം ಡಿಸ್ನಿ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ರು ಉಂಡವ್ರ ಮುನ್ನೋಲು ಆಕ್ರ ಮುನ್ನೋಲು ತಂಡ ಡಿಸ್ನಿ ತಂಡ ಚೆರಿಯ ಜಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನಾಲ್ಗುಮ್ಮು ಪಾರ್ಕ್ಗೆ ಝೂಗು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಕೂಟಂಡು ಪೋಯಿಂಟಿಂತು ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗಾಯ್ತು ಮಕ್ಕಗೆ ಫನ್ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಹಾಕೋಗಾಯ್ತು ಕೂಟಂಡು ಪೋಯಿಂಟಿಂತು ಮಕ್ಕ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ಲುಮ್ಮು ಅದೇ ಪೊಲೆ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ಲುಮ್ಮು ಝೂಲುಮ್ಮು ಅಪರ ಚುತ್ತಿಯೊಂಟು ಕಲ್ಚೊಂಟಿಕ್ಕುಂಬತ್ತು ಡಿಸ್ನಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ഒരു സൈഡിൽ തെച്ചിത്ത് എന്താ ഇത് ഒരു മോത്തിൽ നീണ്ട് തെച്ചിത്ത് ഖയാലാക്കിയൊണ്ടിന്ത്. ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഇമാജിനേറ്ററി കാൽപ്പനികമായോ വേൾഡറോ ನಾನು എങ്ങനെ ഉണ്ടാക്കാം ഇതിലെ കൊണ്ടു മക്കൾക്ക് മാത്രമല്ല ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾರುಮು ಈ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಬರೋಂಪಲ್ಲ ಅವನು ಅಂಕುಂ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಿಟ್ಟೋನು ಅಂಗಂ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಅವನು ಚೆಲ್ರ ಒಂದು ಬಿಯಾರ ಡಿಸ್ನಿರ ಮೈಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ ಸಬಲ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು. ಇಪ್ಪ ಡಿಸ್ನಿ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ರು ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಯಿರೋ ಡಿಸ್ನಿ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಉಂಡಾಯಿರತಿಕ್ಕರು. ಅಪ್ಪ ನಂಗ ಈ ಇದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಎಲ್ಲತ್ತೂ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಉಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಐಡಿಯದ ಮೂಲಕಮೇ ಐಡಿಯರ ತ್ರೂಲಿ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಅವರದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂಟೆ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂಟೆ ಇಲ್ಲೆಂಗೆ ಸಡನ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಏದು ಉಂಡಾವುಲ್ಲೆ. ಅಪ್ಪ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಲಿ ನಂಗೆ ಪರಿಚಯ ಆವನಿಂಗುಮ್ಮು ನಂದು ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಲಿ ಪರಿಚಯ ಪಡಲು ಚೆಂತ ಆಯ್ತಿನ್ನೆಂಗೆ ಈ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಚೆಲ್றது ರೀಸನ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು. ಐಡಿಯಾ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು. ಅಪ್ಪ ಈ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಚೆಲ್றது ಎಪ್ಪತ್ತಮ್ಮ ಉಂಡವ್ರದೆಲ್ಲ ಸಡನ್ ಆಯ್ತು ನಂಗೆ ಫ್ಲಾಶ್ ಅವ್ರದೈತಿಕ್ಕರು ಸಡನ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಬಂಡದೈತಿಕ್ಕರು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲೆಂಗೆ ಎങ്ങനെ ಅವ್ರು ಚೆನ್ನಂಗೆ ಬೇರಂಗ ಚೆಲ್ರ ಸಜೆಷನ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕು ಇಲ್ಲೆಂಗೆ ಬೇರಂಗ ಚೆಲ್றது ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ಸ್ನ ಮೂಲಕ ಅವರು ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು. ಇಲ್ಲೆಂಗೆ ಬೇರಂಗ ಅಂಗಲೋ ಪಲ್ಕತ್ತ ನಡುಲು ಹಂಗ ಹಿಂಗನೆ ഞങ്ങളൊട്ടിಗೆ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಕ್ರನಲು ಕೊರಿಯ ವಿಷಯ ಹಂಗ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಲಿ നടக்கிற ವಿಷಯத்தில் ಹಂಗ ಚೆಲ್ಲುಂಬತ್ತೈತಿಕ್ಕರು. ನಾನು ಹಿಂಗನೆ ಹಾಕೋ ನಿಂತು ನಾನು ಹಿಂಗನೆ ಹಾಕೋನು ಇದು ನಲ್ಲ ಐತಿಕ್ಕರು ಚೆಲ್ರ ಬಿಯಾರ ನಂಗೆ ಬಂತುಕೊಂಡು. ಅಪ್ಪ ಈ ಹಮ್ದು ಹೋಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟುಮ್ಮು ನಂಗೆ ರೀಸನ್ ಹಾಕೋಗು ಮೇನ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಇದೇ ಆಯ್ತಿಂತು. ನಾನು ಉಲ್ಲು ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರು ಸಿಟಿರ ಉಲ್ಗ ನನ್ನ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾನಿಕ್ಕರ ಏರಿಯಾತ್ಲ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು. ಆ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಯಂಗೆ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಉಲ್ಲೋ പെണ്ണിങ്ങ അതേപോലെ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬುರ್ಖಾನಿಟ್ಟ പെണ്ണിങ് ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು. ಅಪ್ಪ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ರೀಸನ್ ನಂಗೆ ಫುಡ್ಡು ಒಂದು ರೀಸನ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕು. ಅಪ್ಪ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ನಂಗೆ ಎಂದಿಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ದಿ ಫುಡ್ ಹಾಕೋತೀರಾ ಹೆಲ್ದಿ ಫುಡ್ ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಗೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಹೆಲ್ದಿ ಫುಡ್ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡುಮೊತ್ತು ನಾನು ಎಂದಿಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾರಂಕ್ ನಾನು ಹೆಲ್ದಿ ಫುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ಕೋತೀರಾ ಚೆಲ್ರದಾಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ನಂಗಳ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬಂದದೈತಿಕ್ಕರು. ಅಪ್ಪ ಈ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಬತ್ತೈತಿಕ್ಕರು ಅದ್ರ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ಭವ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಈ ಹಮ್ದು ಹೋಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು. ಅಪ್ಪ ಈ ಅದ್ರ ಪಿನ್ನ ಐತಿಕ್ಕರು ಕೊರಿಯ ಸಜೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಬರುம்போது ನಂಗೆ ಫ್ಲಾಶ್ ಅವರು ನಾನು ಹಿಂಗನೆ ಹಾಕೋನು ಚೆಲ್ರದ ಐತಿಕ್ಕರು ಅಪ್ಪ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಶೇಪ್ ಆ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ಗೆ ಶೇಪ್ ಕೊಡ್ಕೊನ ಐತಿಕ್ಕರು ನಂಗೆ ಆ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ಗೆ ಶೇಪ್ ಕೊಡ್ಕೊನ ಐತಿಕ್ಕರು ಅಪ್ಪ ಕೊರಿಯ ಆಲೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕಾಸಿಕ್ಕು ಕಾಸು ಚೆಮ್ಮೆಕ್ಕು ಮಾತ್ರ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಸಿಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ ಅಂಗಳೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಆ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಇಲ್ಲೆಂಗ್ ಅಂಗಳೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ನಡ್ಪಾಟೋಗು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆವಲ್ಲೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಈ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಚೆಲ್றது ನಂಗಲ ಎಸೆಟ್ ಐತಿಕ್ಕರು ನಂಗಲ ಸಂಪತ್ತು ಐತಿಕ್ಕರು ಅದು ಎಪ್ಪലും ನಂಗೆ ಇಪ್ಪ ஒரு ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಗೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಯ ಪಿನ್ನೆ ಅದ್ರ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಕೋಗುಮ್ಮು ನಂಗಳೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕೊರಿಯ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಬೇನು ಕೊರಿಯ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಬೇನು ಅಪ್ಪ ಮಾತ್ರ ಐತಿಕ್ಕರು ಇಪ್ಪ ಕುನಾಫತ ವಿಷಯತ್ಲು ನಂಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನ ஒரு ಔಟ್ಲೆಟ್ ಇಂತು ಇಪ್ಪ ಅದು ಕೊರಿಯ ಔಟ್ಲೆಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಬಂತು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಅಪ್ಪ ಇದು ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ഒരു ഐഡിയാസ് ഇങ്ങനെ ബന്ധണം ആയിത്തിക്കരെ പിന്നെ ബിസിനസ് ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസ് ഇരോ വിഷയത്തിൽ ഞങ്ങ എത്ര ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ്മെന്റ് ಹಾಕಿರಮ್ಮ ಅದ್ರ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಂಗೆ ಪೆರವು ಕಿಟ್ಟುಂ ಪೊಲೆ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ನಂಗೆ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಬೇಕು ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ನಂಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟುം കിട്ടണം ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ പ്രോഫിറ്റ് കിട്ടില്ല ഇത് ഇവിടെ ഈ ഏരിയത്തിൽ ഈ പ്ലേസിൽ ഈ ബിസിനസ് ആക്രമേ അഗത്യ ഇല്ല ഇത് മുന്നോട്ട് പോവല്ലേ ചെല്ലറ ഫസ്റ്റിൽ ഞങ്ങളെ പ്ലാനിൽ ಇಂತಿಂದೆಂಗೆ ನಂಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ರ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ರಮ್ಮು ಅಗತ್ಯ ಬಂದ ಅಪ್ಪ ಈ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ರ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಂಗೆ ಸೊಸೈಟಿರ ನಲ್ಲದಗಾಯ್ತು ಎಂಗನೆ ನಂಗೆ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ ಹಾಕ್ಯಮ್ಮ ಅದ್ರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಂಗುಮ್ಮು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಕಿಟ್ಟೋನು ಚೆಲ್ಲರದೊಂದು ಬಿಯಾರಮ್ಮು ನಂಗಳೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇಕ್ಕೋನ ಐತಿಕ್ಕರು ಅದೇ ಪರಮೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್ಗೆ ನಂಗಲ ಅಗತ್ಯತ್ಲು ಪಿಡ್ಚಿತ್ತು ഞങ്ങളൊട്ടിಗೆ ആറ് പർച്ചേസ് ആക്കറാ അങ്ങനെ എല്ലാ നീഡ്സ് പൂർത്തി ആക്കുന്നത് റെസ്പോൺസിബിലിറ്റി ഞങ്ങളെ മേലിക്കറ് അങ്ങനെ റെസ്പോൺസിബിലിറ്റി അങ്ങനെ എല്ലാ നീഡ്സ് പൂർത്തി ആക്കുമ്പോഴത്തെ ಎಂದ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ನಂಗಲ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಚೆಲ್ಲರದೊಂದು ಬಿಯಾರಮ್ಮು ನಂಗಲ ಹಂಗಂತ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಲು ನಂಗೆ ತೊಂಡು ಕೊರಿಯ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಂಗಲ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಆವು ಇನ್ನು ಕೊರಿಯ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಆವುಲ್ಲೇ ಚೆಂದ ಐತಿನ್ನೆಂಗೆ ಅದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಪ್ಪ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಂಗಳೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಆವನು ಚೆಲ್ಲರದು ಒಂದು ಬಿಯಾರಮ್ಮು ನಂಗಳೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇಂತ ಐತಿಕ್ಕರು ನಂಗೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ತೊಡಗಣ ಐತಿಕ್ಕರು ಅಪ್ಪ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊರಿಯ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಹಾಕುம்போது ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಕಿಟ್ರಾರು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟರ್ ಅಪ್ಪ ನಂಗೆ ಬಿಯಾರಿಕಿರಾ ನಾನು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ನಂಡಮೇ ಕಾಪಿ ರೈಟ್ ಹಾಕಿಯೋ ನಂಡಮ್ಮೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಹಾಕಿ ತೊಡಗಿಯೋ ನಕ್ಕು ಅದ್ಲು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಲಾಸ್ ಆಯ್ಪೋಯ್ತು ಖಂಡಿತಮಾಯ್ತುಮ್ಮು ಹಿಂಗನೆ ನಿಂಗ ತಿಂಕ್ ಹಾಕಂಡ ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ತಂಡವನು ಬರ್ಕತ್ ತಂಡವನು ಅಲ್ಲಾಹು ಈ ವಿಷಯದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಂಗೆ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸವೇನು ನಕ್ಕು ಅಲ್ಲಾವು ಎಂದ್ರು ಕೊಡ್ಕೋಗು ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ರನ ಅದ್ರಗೊಂಡು ಆರುಗುಂ ಬಲ್ಚೆಡ್ಕೋಗು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಪಿನ್ನೆ ನಕ್ಕು ഇത്തരമേ തരണു ചെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചെങ്കിൽ ആറ കൊണ്ടുത്തുമ്മു നക്ക് യാര തർപ്പാട്ടകുമ്മു സാധ്യയില്ല അങ്ങനെ സബಲು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬೇರೆಂಗನ ಬ್ಲೇಮ್ ಹಾಕಿತ್ತು ಹಾಕ್ರದು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿತ್ತು ಹಂಗ ಖುದ್ದು ಇನ್ನು ಹಂಗ ಹಾಕ್ಯಾರ ನಾನು ಇನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಚೆಲ್ಲರದು ಲಾಸ್ ಆಯಿಪೋಯೆ ನನ್ನ ಶಾಪ್ರ ಮುಟ್ಟಮೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಶಾಪ್ ಓಪನ್ ಆಯಿಪೋಯ್ತು ಅದ್ರಗೊಂಡು ನಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಲಾಸ್ ಆಯೋ ಚೆಂತ ಖಂಡಿತಮಾಯ್ತು ಬಿಯಾರಿಕೆಂಡ ನಿಂಗ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಇದು ಮೇನ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಅಪ್ಪ ಇದು ನಂಗ ಈ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕರು ಈ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಹಾಕ್ಯೊಂಡು ನಂಗೆ ಮುನ್ನಲು ಪೋಯಂಗೆ ಖಂಡಿತಮಾಯ್ತುಮ್ಮು ನಂಗೆ ಅದ್ರ ಎಂದ್ರು ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಖಂಡಿತಮಾಯ್ತುಮ್ ಕಿಟ್ರು ಚೆಂತೆ ಪಿನ್ನೆ ನಂಗೆ ಎಂದಾಕ್ರ ದೆಚ್ಚಿದ ತಿನ್ನರದ ಆದತ್ತು ನಂಗೆ ಹಾಕೋದ್ರು ಕೊರಿಯ ನಂಗಲ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಯಸತ್ತಿಗೆ ನಂಗೆ ಟಯರ್ಡ್ ಅವರು ಇನ್ನು ನಂಗಲ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್ಸ್ ಉಳ್ಳಾರು ನಂಗೆ ದೆಚ್ಚಿದ ತಿನ್ನರ ನಂಗಲ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಚೆಲ್ಲರದು ಬಿಯಾರ ನಂಗಲ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಅಪ್ಪ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ನಂಗಲ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್ ನಂಗೆ ಬೆಚ್ಚಿ ತಿಕ್ಕೋ ಕೊರಿಯ ಮಾರು ಅಂಗಳೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತು ಪನಿಯಾಕರ ಪೊಲ್ತದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಭಾವ ನಂಗಳೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇಂದು ಬೇನೋ ಅಪ್ಪ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ರ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಖಾಲಿ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಕುಮ್ಮು ಚೆಮ್ಮೆ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರ್ರೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಇನ್ನು ಕಾಸಿಂತ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಕೋಗು ಬೆನ್ಮೆತ್ತರ ಕಾಸಿಂತ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಹಾಕೋಗು ಎಂದೂ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂಕ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕಾಸು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂಟೆಮೇ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಹಾಕೋಗು ನಂಗೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅವರು ಅದು ನಂಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ അറിയാനാക്കുക അത് കേട്ടെങ്കും നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒന്ന് അജബായിപ്പോ എങ്ങനെ പോവാ കാശ് ഇല്ലാണ്ടമ്മു ನಾನು അപ്പം കൊറിയ ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ಬೇನಾವು ಕೊರಿಯ ചെറിയ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಂದ್ರು ಅದರ ಇಟ್ಟಿತ್ತು ನಿಂಗೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಕಿತ್ತು ನಿಂಗೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ತೊಡಂಗಾಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ನಂಗೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ഒരു ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಉಂಡು ನಬಿ ಸಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಾಹು ಅಲೈಹಿ ವಸಲ್ಲಂ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರವಾದಿ ಮೊಹಮ್ಮದ್ ಮುಸ್ತಫಾ ಸಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಾಹು ಅಲೈಹಿ ವಸಲ್ಲಂ വലിയ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಂತು ಎಲ್ಲ അറിഞ്ഞിരാറ് ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಅಪ್ಪ ಕಾಸು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂಟೆಮ್ಮು ನಂಗಲ ಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸದ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಂಗನೆ ನಂಗೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಆಕಾ ಚೆಲ್ಲರದು ನಂಗೆ ನಬಿ ಸಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಾಹು ಅಲೈಹಿ ವಸಲ್ಲಂ പടിപാട്ടിതന്ത് ഒരാളുകും ദോക്കാക്കണ്ടേ ഒരാളുകും ഡോങ്കി ആക്കണ്ടേ മോസ ആക്കണ്ടേ എങ്ങനെ ബിസിനസ് ആക്കാ ചെല്ലുறது ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് നബി സല്ലല്ലാഹു അലൈഹി വസല്ലം പടിപാಟಿ തന്നതായിത്തിക്കറ ಅಪ್ಪ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ನಂಗೆ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಹಾಕೋಗು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಚೆಲ್றது ನಬಿ ಸಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಾಹು ಅಲೈಹಿ ವಸಲ್ಲಂ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಹಾಲ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಚೆನ್ನ ಬೆಲಿ ಹಾಲ್ ಮಾರು ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ ಬೆಲಿಯ ಮಟ್ಟತ್ತ ಮಾಲ್ರ ಕೊಮ್ಮಂತ ನಬಿ ಸಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಾಹು ಅಲೈಹಿ ವಸಲ್ಲಂ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕಾರಣ ಎಂದ್ರು ಈ ಹಾಲ್ ನಂಗೆ ಡೋಂಗಿ ಹಾಕಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರ ಬಿತ್ತಿತ್ತು ನಂಗೆ ಡಬಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ನಂಗೆ ಕೊಮ್ಮಂತ ತರು ಚೆಲ್றது ಒಂದು ಮನಸ್ಸು ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಹಾಕಿ ಉಂಟು ಇನ್ನಂಗಲೋ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇಂತು ಅಪ್ಪ ನಂಗಲೋ ಈ ರೂಪತ್ಲಿ ಐತಿಕ್ಕರು ನಬಿ ಸಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಾಹು ಅಲೈಹಿ ವಸಲ್ಲಂ ಡಬಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಹಾಕಿತ್ತು ಇದು ಕೊಡ್ತೊಂಟಿನ್ನದೈತಿಕ್ಕರು ಅದು ಮುನಲು ಪೋಯದು இங்கனே ஆயித்திக்கரு அப்ப விஸ்வாச செல்றது ட்ரஸ்ட் செல்றது அது நாங்கள ஒரு ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿರ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಚೆಂದ ಬಿನ್ನ ಅಪ್ಪ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಾಂಗಲ ಈ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವ ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ ಚೆಲ್றது ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನಬಿ ಸಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಾಹು ಅಲೈಹಿ ವಸಲ್ಲಂ ಸ್ಪೆಷಾಲಿಟಿ ಎಂದ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಂಗೆ ಎವಡೆ ಕೊರಡಿಲಿಕ್ಕಿಟ್ರು എവിടെ നല്ലത് കിട്ടു എവിടെ കൊറടിൽ കിട്ടു അവിടെ പോയിട്ട് തേടിത്ത് പർച്ചേസ് ആക്കിക്കൊണ്ടിരുന്നതും ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് കണ്ടോണ്ടി ബിസിനസ് സ്റ്റഡി ആക്കുമ്പോഴത്തും ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് കണ്ട് അപ്പം പ്രോഫിറ്റ് ಬಿತ್ತು ಹಾಕಿಕೊಂಡಿನ್ನದಲ್ಲ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಹಾಕುമ്പോತೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬರೋಗು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಅಪ್ಪ ಕೊರಡಿ ಕಿಟ್ರಿ ಎವಡೆ ಅದೇ ಪೋಲೆ ನಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಇರೋದು ಎವಡೆ ಕಿಟ್ರು ಪಿನ್ನೆ ಎತ್ತರಿ ഞങ്ങൾ ട്രസ്റ്റ് വിശ്വാസത്തെ മേൽ ഞങ്ങൾ ബിസിനസ് ആക്കാ ചെല്ലതൈത്തിക്കറ് പിന്നെ അത് ഹലാലായ ബിസിനസ്സും ആയിത്തിക്കറ് ചെല്ലത് ഞങ്ങൾ അർത്ഥം ഏതൊരു ഹറാമ്രത് അതിൽ കൂട്ടാണ്ടെ അത് ആക്കിയതിക്കറ് അപ്പം സ്വഹാബിമാരതിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ നോക്കറല്ലേ 10 സ്വഹാബിമാർക്ക് അങ്ങ് ജീവിത കാലത്തിലെ സ്വർഗത്തെ സുവാർത്ത ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് കിട്ടിയത് അതിൽ 6 ആളായിത്തിക്കറ് ബിസിനസ് മാൻറങ്ങ അപ്പം ആ 6 ആള ബിസിനസ് എങ്ങനെ നടപ്പാട്ടിയോണ്ടിന്നാറ് അങ്ങ് സ്വർഗത്തെ സുവാർത്തെ കിട്ടിരു ചെന്നൈತಿന്നെങ്ക ആ 6 ആള ബിസിനസ് എങ്ങനെ സ്വർഗത്തെ സുവാർത്തെ കിട്ടിರು ಚೆನ್ನಂಗ ಅತ್ತರ ಸುಲಭ ಎಂದುಮಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಲೈಫು ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಲೈಫು ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಲೈಫು ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಹಿತಿಕ್ಕರು അവിടെ ಅವರು ನೋಕ್ರದೈತಿಕ್ಕರು ಅಪ್ಪ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂಗಲೋ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್സും ನಂಗೆ ಇದು ನೋಕ್ರಿಂಗ ಅಂಗಲ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಏದೊರು ಹರಾಮಿಲ್ಲತ್ತ ತೆರಲು ಅಂಗಲ ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿಯೂ അതിൽ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಈ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವರ್ಗದ ಸುವಾರ್ತೆ ಅಂಕ ಕಿಟ್ಟೋಗು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಚೆಲ್றது ನಂಗೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ನಂಗಲ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ അങ്ങനെ ಇಕ್ಕೋನು ഞങ്ങളൊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹಾನೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇನವರು ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇನವರು പിന്നെ ഞങ്ങ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಹಾಕ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊರ್ತರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಹಾಕ್ರ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಂಗಳೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಉಲ್ಲೋ ಎಂದ್ರು ഞങ്ങള ಸ್ವಭಾವ ನಡತೆ ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲಮ್ಮು അതിൽ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ನಂಗೆ ಈ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಚೆಲ್றது ಈ ನಂಗಲ ಜೀವನತ್ತತ್ತಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಆಯ್ತಿನ್ನೆಂಗುಮ್ಮು ಇದು ನಂಗಲ ಎವಡೆಗೆ ಎತ್ತುಪಾಟನೂ ಚೆಲ್றது ಒಂದು ಬಿಯಾರಮ್ಮು ನಂಗಳೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬೇನಾಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಈ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಗೊಂಡೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ನಾಳೆ ನಂಡ ಹಾಕಿರತ್ತು ಎಂದ್ರ ಅವತೀರಾ ಲಾಸ್ ಅವತೀರಾ ಇಂಗನ ಬಿಯಾರತ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೇನ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತದ್ದು ನಂಗೆ ಮುನ್ನಲು ಪೋಂಡದ್ದು ಜನವೇ അതേ പോലെ நாங்கள் இன்னும் முக்கிய ஒரு பிஸ்னஸ் தொடங்கும் போது நாங்கள சுத்துமுத்தரங்கள விஸ்வாசம் நாங்கள் ಗಳಿக்கிறது நாங்கள ಆಪ್ತ ವಲಯ ಅದು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕು ನೇಬರ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ತಿಕ್ಕು நாங்கள ಅವತರುಗಳ ಉಲ್ಲ ತಂಗಳಿದ್ಕಲ್ಲ ಅಂಗಳೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಉಲ್ಲೋ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಅಂಗಲ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ನಂಡ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಕೊಡ್ಕೊನಾಯದಿಕ್ಕರು ಅಂಕ್ ಹಂಗ ಓಕೆ ಇದು ನಲ್ಲ ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಇದು ನಲ್ಲದುಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲೆಂಗೆ ಇದು ನಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರ ಆಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ರ ಎಂದ್ರ ಮನೋಭಾವ ಉಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಮುಖ್ಯ ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಅದ್ರ ಆಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕೋನು ஒரு ವೇಳೆ ಸಮ ಆಯ್ತಿಲ್ಲೇ ಚೆಂದ ಐತಿ ನಿಂಗೆ ಅದ್ರ ಆಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕೋನು ಅದ್ರ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಹಾಕೋಗುಮ್ಮು ನಂಗೆ ಮುನಲು ಪೋಯ್ತೈ ತಿಕ್ಕರು ಪಿನ್ನ ತಿಕ್ಕರು ನಂಗಲ ಲೈಫ್ಲು ಈ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ರ ಈ ಇದಿಲ್ ಪೋಂಬೊತ್ತು ಕೊರಿಯ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಹಾಕೋಕಿಟ್ರು ಕೊರಿಯ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಹಾಕೋರು ಅಪ್ಪ ನಂಗೆ ನಾನು ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿರೇ ಚೆಲ್ಲದ ಬಿಯಾರ ನಂಗಳ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಎಪ್ಪಗುಂ ಬರುತ್ತೀರಾ ಅದು ಎತ್ತರ ವರ್ಷ ಕಲ್ನಿ திக்கட்டு நன்று ஸ்டடி இதில் ஐயோன் 2 பாயிண்ட் திக்கணும் அதே போலமே லாஸ்ட்டுக்கு நாங்கள் ಅದರ ಇವಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಹಾಕೋನು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ನಾನು ಎವಡೆ ತಪ್ಪಿರೆ ಎಂದ ಹಾಕೋ ನಿಂತು ಎವಡೆ ನಾನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಉಳ್ಳೆ ಅದರ ಒಂದು ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಅದು മെയിൻ ആയിത്തിക്കറ് അതേ പോലെ ലാസ്റ്റുക്ക് ನಾನು ചെന്നോണ്ടുള്ളൂ ചെന്നെങ്കിൽ ഇൻ്റെ കൊറിയ വിഷയ ഞങ്ങളോ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ಮಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾರು ಆ ವಿಷಯத்தை ಗೊಂಡತ್ತು ನಿಂಗೆ ಕೊರಿಯ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಕಿಟ್ಟಿತಿಕ್ಕು അതേ പോലെ ഇന്ന് ഈ മോട്ടിവേഷൻ കിട്ടു നിങ്ങൾ ഈ തെരുಲು പോവ ಚೆಲ್றது ಒಂದು ನಾನು ನಿಂಗೆ ಆಶಿக்கிறேன் அதே போல BCCI ಗುಮ್ಮು BCCIലും കൊറിയ ബിസിനസ് ആക്കിയിട്ട് കഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടിട്ട് അങ്ങ് മേൽ വന്നോ കൊറിയ സക്സസ്ഫുൾ സ്റ്റോറീസ് BCC ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ಮಾರದಲ್ಲಿ അതിൽ ഉള്ളാറ് അപ്പം അങ്ങനെ ഒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕೊರಿಯ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ നടന്നെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ಕೊರಿಯ ನಾಲೆಜ್ കിട്ടും ಕೊರಿಯ എങ്ങനെ ഞങ്ങൾ മുന്നിൽ പോവാ ചെല്ലുന്നത് ನಾಲೆಜ್ കിട്ടും അതേപോലെ ನಾನು BCCI ಇರೊಟ್ಟಿಗುಮ್ಮು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ರೆ ಇಂಗಂತ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶ ഞങ്ങളെ പെണ്ണിಂಗ್ ತರೋ നിങ്ങളൊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಹಾಕರ ಪಲ್ತದೆ ನಿങ്ങളೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಹಾಕರ ಪಲ್ತದೆ ನಿಂಗಳ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ഞങ്ങളൊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಶೇರ್ ಹಾಕೋರು ನಂಗೆ ಕೊರಿಯ ഞങ്ങളെ പെണ്ണിಂಗ್ ಕೊರಿಯ ഇതിൽ ಅನುಭವ കിട്ടರು അതേപോലെ ಅಂಕ್ ಕೊರಿಯ ನಾಲೆಜ್ കിട്ടರು ಅರಿವು കിട്ടರು ಈ ಮೂಲಕ ಅಂಗ ಮೇಲು ಬರೋಗೂ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಉಂಡು ಚೆಲ್ಲದೈತಿಕ್ಕರು ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಂಗಲ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಗೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಮೋಟಿವೇಟ್ ಐತಿಕ್ ಮಾರ್ಪಡು ಚೆಲ್ಲದೈತಿಕ್ಕರು അതേപോലെ ഞങ്ങളോ ഈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮತ್ತು ಭಾರಿ ಚಂದ ಆಕಿತ್ತು BCCIಗೆ ನಾನು ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆ ಹಾಕ್ರೆ അതേപോലെ ನಕ್ಕೆ ಪಲ್ಕ ಬರೆಯೋಗು ಅವಕಾಶ ತನ್ನದುಗುಮ್ಮು ನಾನು ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಚೆಲ್ರೆ ಅಸ್ಸಲಾಮು ಅಲೈಕುಂ ವರಹಮತುಲ್ಲಾಹಿ ವಬರಕಾತುಹು
Jazakallah khairan, ma'am. So that was also very good, alle. Etra nalla palka. All the business bisiyatulu ellam chenno month exactly adu step by step. Correct aitu chenno month, ma'am. Very well spoken and sabura bisichanth, ma'am, alle. I'm telling you, correct person sabura bisichanondu. I was on call and I'm like, ma'am, Zakia, you're supposed to do this, ma'am. You're supposed to talk on this topic. And okay, Zakia. Okay dear, no problem. ನೀ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಥರ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ ನಾ ಹಾಕ್ರೆ ಚಲ್ರು ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟ್ ಡು ಐ ಸೇ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಯು ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೊ ಸಬರ್ ಬಿಸಿ ಚಲ್ತಿತ್ತು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶಿ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ದಾಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ 24 ஒரு பவுடர் ஆக்கிட்டு 4 ரிசல்ட் வரணும் சென்று இண்டு பிஸி இல்லை இண்டு போயிட்டு கிரைண்டர் எடுக்கிறாரு கரம் மசாலா எல்லாம் இது எடுத்து நாங்கள் ரெடி ஆக்கல இந்த பவுடர் எல்லாம் ரெடி ஆக்கா so that we can be in competition with hum products, right? So much inspired we are, hopefully seeing more products inshallah. And ma'am is also told about ma'am sent answer challenges egana face hakanu any lack in you and engonnu lack ayuntunu anta self confidence maybe the ingredients in it, please work on it. So that is what we will be carrying forward, ma'am. Thank you so much once again. Applause please. Moving forward, women have come out of their kitchen or houses as a home baker, a calligraphy artist, as a designer, a tailor, a teacher, a doctor, an educator, etc. Post-pandemic, few among the women are struggling to balance family life and work. Family life is as important as work and vice versa. Work-life balance is a relationship between work and the other important things in one's life. A healthy work-life balance is good for one's children, family relationships, and the woman herself. Making an adjustment or a balance help coordinate will not only with the employees at work but also to build a sweet home. To talk on this topic, we have the next speaker on the topic, balancing family life and work. We have a final speaker of the day, Mrs. Ruba Fatima. Hailing from Shirur, ma'am completed her graduation from Anjuman College, Bhatkal. She completed her alama from Madrasatul Furqaniya and also higher diploma in Islamic studies from ROU and completed her masters from AMU. Ma'am has been teaching Quran, fiqh, tafsir, dawa since 12 years from now. Also an online tutor for Somalian sisters teaching hadith. She has been teaching fiqh for the Pakistani and Indian sisters in Safirat Academy, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I now call upon Mrs. Ruba Fatima to talk on the topic, balancing life, family life and work. network, eagerly waiting for you to talk to your mom. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, sister, for your kind introduction. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahi nahmadu wa nusalli ala rasulil kareem. Amma ba'd. Fa'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. وابتغي فيما آتاك الله الدار الآخرة ولا تنس نصيبك في الدنيا وأحسن كما أحسن الله إليك ولا تبغ الفساد في الأرض إن الله لا يحب المفسدين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي رب زدني علما اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن سهلا إذا شئت. I all praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving me this opportunity. I am also thankful to Dr. Rashid Haji sir for calling me here and considering me in this beautiful part of this beautiful event. Actually, I am really impressed, inspired by inspirational ladies sitting in front of me, and I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may Allah bless you, sister, and we need future Dr. Anjum, future Ruhi Zamir, and future Shahida. My dear sisters in Islam, topic, though it is very simple, yet very difficult to understand and more difficult to implement. In Islam, there is a concept of atadal, tawazun, wasatiya. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكَ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا لِتَكُونُوا شُهَدَاءَ عَلَى النَّاسِ وَيَكُونُ الرَّسُولُ عَلَيْكُمْ شَهِيدًا. Allah has made you as a ummah which are balanced. And there is one more concept, Western concept, and is religious concept clash with Western concept. And this Western concept is career making. We give up everything for our career. At the end, we are left with nothing. Only career. Subhanallah, there is a story in Quran about Qarun. I think you all know who Qarun is. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed Qarun with money, with power, and he abused it. And he started to say, it is because of my intellect, it is because of my intelligence. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caused earth to swallow him. When I was studying this surah, Suratul Qasas, verse number 77, in this context of the story, there is a particular ayah which really caught my eye, and that ayah is the answer for today's question: how can I balance family life with work? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَابْتَغِي فِي مَا أَتَاكَ اللَّهُ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةَ. Seek from the world for your hereafter. وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ فِي الدُّنْيَا. Don't forget your portion of the worldly life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you with whatever thing which is halal, enjoy it. enjoy your dwelling, enjoy your clothing, enjoy your dressing. وَأَحْسِنْ كَمَا أَحْسَنَ اللَّهُ إِلَيْكَ, and be good for the creature of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be good for you. And وَلَا تَبْغِي الْفَسَادَ فِي الْأَرْضِ, and don't harm the creation, don't spread mischief in this earth by giving harm to the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hate those who spread mischief. When we have this in our mind, that I am in this dunya, but my final aim is akhirah. When our life revolves around only one aspect, and that aspect is darul akhirah, then we try to balance. We try to balance our life, because we know we have to please Allah Rabbul Izzah. We have to please Allah Rabbul Izzah. You may be a doctor, you may be an engineer, you may be a professor, you may be education, anything, whatever you are. But final thing, you have a goal, and that goal is seeking the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you engage into the work in context of divine creation, and there is a precious privilege that you are striving in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by pleasing Him, and you are contributing something to this world. Because Islamic history is full of glorious great women. We have likes of Khadija, who was first Islamic entrepreneur. We have likes of Aisha, who was educationist. We have likes of Rufaida al-Aslamiyya, who was first female nurse and surgeon of Islamic history. We have Zainab bint Abu Mawiyah, who was skilled in handicraft. They were mothers, they were daughters, they were sisters. But their life revolved around one aspect, that is the pleasure of Allah, that is to seek the destination, and that destination is Jannah. When we have this goal, that Ya Allah, if you are a doctor, like how Dr. Anjum said, that whatever she is do, and she have an intention, Ya Allah, I am doing this, I am serving your makhluk, Ya Allah, give me ajar. Her job will be worship. So anything you do, it will turn into worship just by your intention. Remember, kullukum ra'in, kullukum mas'ulun ar-ra'iyatihi. We all are shepherd. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you all are shepherd, you will be questioned about your flocks. A doctor is responsible for her patient. An engineer, everywhere, whatever work, whatever stream you do, you are responsible. You are a mother, you are responsible for your children. You are a teacher, you are responsible for student, and you will be asked on day of judgment. When we have this in our mind, that I am responsible, I have my due rights. When you think work and life balance in terms of expecting what people expect from us, more we have to think work and life balance in terms of the rights we have to give to the people. When we think that, the work and life balance will be attained, work and life balance. Because I'll tell one thing, nobody can achieve 100% work-life balance. It is impossible, but at least we can attain by knowing that we have responsibility. I know it is time for lunch. You are very hungry. Just few minutes. Sorry. Okay, I have jotted down some points. Hope this will help us. You will be the next doctors, next engineers, inshallah, and next, inshallah, future mothers. So hope it will help you. First of all, set priorities. We can't be everything to everyone. We are juggling. We want to be successful in work. We want to be successful in our couple relationship. We want to be successful in parenting. So it goes on, up and down. So it is very difficult. What you have to do is think about your values and set your priorities. Then the next important thing is plan in advance. Plan in advance, what does this mean? Have a monthly planner or yearly planner. Monthly planner, or also you can break down into a weekly planner. If you can't do that, at least have daily planner. After your hectic schedule, when you, so after what I was saying, after your hectic schedule, when you sit at your bedroom and you say, you just take up diary, have a diary and write it down, jot it down, that what you are going to plan for tomorrow. Because planning is also from the sunnah of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because we have a hadith that when Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent Muad bin Jabal to Yemen, he planned, he advised him, you have to do this. So planning is from the sunnah of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Plan your day so that when you wake up, you are not blank. You know what you are going to do. The next important thing is unplug with negativity. What does this mean? Sorry to say, we are into a generation where we are frustrated. Every day we listen to the more negativity and less positivity. So when it comes, take a break and give it some space. I don't say you avoid all the Insta and Facebook, because in this generation, no sisters will do that. At least I advise you to rule social media or master social media. What does this mean? Follow someone who can really inspire you. It will be very helpful. Then build up ritual in your life, schedule. You have to do a family time. Let it be a meal time as a sacred, where you all family members sit, and what you do is you share your events. It is more helpful. Make a room for couple. If you are married and you are working, we have seen this. Many people who though the couple stay in the same household, but they are drift apart. So make some space too. You have responsibility over your husband. Give your rights to your husband. That is very important. We are so much engrossed in this career making that we forget our duty towards our husband. And now we are listening, there are more divorce cases. Subhanallah, we have a hadith of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So a very beautiful thing, after fearing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to a man, for a believer, is good wife. When he says something, she obeys. When he sees her, he is pleased, and she protects herself and his property in his absence. Then I'm doing it fast because of the time limit. Share your work experience with children. This is really helpful. You have to share your work experience with your children. Take them to your workplace, because you have to tell them through your words and action that you are priority, but my work is important too. And they are more responsive for your demands when you share the part of your work with them. And the last thing, have a fun time. Take a vacation to some place after a very hectic schedule from your work. Take a space, enjoy your life. Then when you come back, you will be energized and more productive. Set the boundaries. What does this mean? This means when you are in work, you are in work. And when you are in home, you are in home. It means focus. Don't be that when you are in work, in home, and when you are in home, you are 50% at work. So we have to give our 100% when we come back. When you come back from your work, 100% with your family. When you are in your work, 100% in your work. And the last message for all my brothers who are listening to me and sitting there, probably you are the youth of this generation where you will have working wife, career-oriented wife. My brothers, be to your wife like how Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was with his wife. لَقَدْ كَانَ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. In the life of Prophet, we have a beautiful example. Hazrat Aswad asked Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha, how was Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam at home? She said, he used to do all the family chores, and there was call for prayer he used to leave. So contribute, support, be supportive to your wife. Contribute yourself in the burden, share the burden with your wife. When you both create the balance, the house will become balanced house. I want to conclude my speech by a beautiful quote and famous quote that no one ever said on their deathbed, I wish I had spent more time in office. Be careful. Don't give up something valuable today that you will never get again. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may Allah forgive us. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may Allah forgive our shortcoming, and may Allah make us responsible to our duties. And also, I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant all of us Jannatul Firdaus, Jannatul Ala, and reach a Mubarak month, that is month of Ramadan, very near. May all of us reach this month with his blessing and mercy. Ameen. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khairan, ma'am. That was indeed a great speech. We got to know, knowledge kittu Islamic way. We got to know about the leading Sahabas. First educationist, first entrepreneur, first nurse, all of these things, right? So hadith and everything was very, very good. Alhamdulillah, we have gained a lot. Inshallah, carrying forward. Jazakallah khairan again, ma'am. Applause. So we come to an end of this event. I am here to give you the vote of thanks. Gratitude is a quality similar to electricity. It must be produced, discharged, and used up in order to exist at all. It would be wrong on my part to not thank the guest speakers and our beloved audience. Thank you to all the speakers. Thank you for imparting your knowledge and experience so beautifully and so wonderfully. Your names will surely be mentioned in the history of Bari Mela. We will be ever proud of you for your achievements, for your determination and your work. May Allah bless each one of you. Ameen. I would like to thank BCCI for giving us this opportunity to organize such an inspiring event. A special mention to SM Rashid Haji, Founder Chairman BCCI, and all the Executive Committee members for considering this platform for us. Thank you once again. Lastly, thank you, dear audience, for being such great listeners and for listening with a lot of patience. Thank you all. Thank you once again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. So, ningellargu stalls alla kandu tikku baro matu inshallah visit akitte purchase akitte inshallah poru. That's it. Assalamu alaikum.
I fundamentally believe for every political party, its time has to come. 10 years of Modi ji, if you are not able to bring BJP in Tamil Nadu, how will you bring? Now, BJP is expanding now. We are in the expanding phase. We are having a booth president. We are going to all parts of Tamil Nadu. We have lost a sitting general secretary of the party who was hacked to death outside his home by Islamic fundamentalists. Till now, we have lost more than 100 karyakartas. So, from the outside perspective, for people who say Tamil Nadu is a very safe state, Tamil Nadu is a state where terror exists. What the way DMK is trying to do it, they will try to make it, again, they will try to play the Delhi versus Tamil card. That is the only card left in their armory. They don't have any other thing. For them, they've created an impression of Delhi as if in Delhi some 4 or 5 robbers are sitting inside a room and they want to loot each state and take money into it. You put a shoe and a t-shirt and a jeans pant, you walk, people call that as Padayatra. I think Padayatra is not that. Padayatra should have a larger purpose, madam. It is not you are angry with Modi ji, you want to do it. You are angry with this, you want to do it. Lot of media, especially from Delhi, is focusing on the governor's speech. But we have to understand what happened before the governor's speech. The governor was made to feel unwelcome. They spoke ill of governor in the well of the house. They say the governor has added some lines to it and given his own speech. He did not add a single line of his own. This watch is something which I wanted to wear because the watch is of the Rafael cockpit. A party in power is asking a common man show the bill, which of course I am showing April, the day I start my Padayatra. I try to push some things very fast. I am not like a traditional politician who will allow things to mature. I want to put more firewood and cook faster. But right or wrong, that is my style, madam.
Namaste, Jai Hind. Welcome to another edition of ANI Podcast with Smita Prakash. Today my guest is Annamalai Kuppuswamy, the state president of the BJP in the southern Indian state of Tamil Nadu. Annamalai hails from the Karur district in Kongu region of Tamil Nadu. He's an engineer, holds a master's degree in business administration from the Indian Institute of Management, and then became a police officer in 2011. Not content with a successful 8-year stint in the Indian Police Service, Annamalai joined the BJP in 2020, and within a year, he was appointed the president of the state unit. Annamalai ji, you are emerging as one of the sharpest young politicians in the country. Whenever somebody talks about young politicians who are going to matter by 2024, your name is taken in that. In the South, the BJP has not really managed to make much inroads over the past several decades since its existence. You are seen as this white ray of hope by your party in Tamil Nadu. So what is it that is your brief and what are you expected to deliver in Tamil Nadu?
Thank you so much, madam, for having me in your podcast show. I fundamentally believe for every political party, its time has to come. Whatever we push and pull, certain conducive factors has to be there for a political party to emerge. If you look at Tamil Nadu, for a long time we had big stalwarts there. People like Jayalalitha madam, people like Karunanidhi Ayya. They're like very, very people bigger than their shoes. People who can pull crowds. People just thought they can't do any wrong. That there is a kind of confidence they generated over the last 40, 50 years.
Correct.
Very importantly, Dr. MGR. Now, what has happened in the last 4 or 5 years, we see